Good evening, everyone, on a rainy Friday night live from Spencer, Iowa. Central Lion George Little Rock football is on the air. It's week number 2 for the 2017 football season, and the Lions face their first road trip of the season on the road here tonight in Spencer to take on the Tigers. Alongside Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly, welcoming you into our coverage here on the Lion Broadcast Network. The Lions coming in with a record of 0-1 on the season after dropping their opener in the Beef Bowl to West Lyon last Friday night by a score of 41-0. Meanwhile, the Spencer Tigers undefeated so far on the year, 1-1 after their opening night win last Friday night against Emmitsburg by a score of 19-14. We bring Joel Viss into the broadcast here tonight, and Joel, certainly for the Lion football team here, your first road test of the season, but on top of that, you've just got a real sour taste in your mouth after last Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. After last week in the Beef Bowl against West Lyon, it's one of those things where we knew West Lyon was going to be good. We knew everything about them. We knew the starting lineups. We knew the experience and the talent that they had. But in the same aspect, the Lions didn't come out and perform last. Let's call a spade a spade. They just did not get out there. They did not come to play. And West Lyon really took it to them. So, this is one of those games where it's a real test session out there. We're going to see how tough these kids are here tonight. Like you said, they got on the road. They come out here to Spencer. Hopefully that could give them some time to get focused. We talked about that with Coach Eben in our interview earlier today. But hopefully these guys can come out. They got a bad taste in their mouth against West Lyon. Let's see how they rebound. Let's see if they can come back and test their merit and see if they're ready to play this week and give a shot at Spencer.
The Lions coming in with a record of 0-1 on the season, and they are not alone as far as District 1 Class 2A is concerned. In fact, only 3 of the District 1 games, or District 1 teams, I should say, winning their season openers last Friday night. That would be Boyden Hull Rock Valley, who cruised over Western Christian, Sioux Center, I should say, down Lamar's, and Sheldon cruising over Sibley Ocheyedan. Every other District 1 team losing last Friday night for their openers. So only 3 teams with a win right now as far as the district standings are concerned, and obviously it's way too early to start thinking playoffs. But once you open up that district schedule next week, you have an opportunity after tonight to head into district play with a 1-1 record.
Well, and it's one of those things, that's why you have these non-district games right away in the season. You play 2 teams. That doesn't go against your playoff record out there, doesn't go against your district record out there. And, hopefully the teams use that for what it's made for. It's supposed to be that learning curve. If you got new players in there, if you're trying a new system, you got 2 weeks before the season actually gets off and where it really means something to really get your team focused, get yourself learning, and try and get yourself set up to get yourself going here for district play and start making your push towards the playoffs. So preseason games, as we said, we talk about 1-0, 0-1, whatever, and we don't want to say they don't matter or they don't count. But in the same aspect, as long as you utilize them, it doesn't really matter what your record is after the first 2 weeks. As long as you learn something and you get something out of it and your team progresses before district play begins.
Well, the joint is rocking here in Spencer tonight. The student section is rocking. Boy, they bring a student section, and they got baby powder and all. They are rocking down there and ready for some football here on this rainy Friday night. Headline matchup in Northwest Iowa tonight and possibly statewide. You've got the West Lyon Wildcats hosting the Nighthawks of Boyden Hull Rock Valley. Both teams are ranked high in their respective classes, and rightfully so. And Joel, that should be a big one in Inwood tonight.
Yeah, going to be a lot of fun out there. And those 2 teams, they like to clash in week number 2. Last year they did it, and they had a whale of a ball game before moving on. In that, I do believe West Lyon won that last year. So obviously Boyden Hull Rock Valley would like to come back and try and redeem themselves on this one. Obviously they are loaded for bear again. And as you said, both teams really highly ranked. This will be a good test for both of them to see where they stack up before district play begins.
Elsewhere on the District 1 schedule, the unbeaten Sheldon Orbs playing host to South O'Brien. Esterville Lincoln Central at home hosting the Emmitsburg Ehawks. MOC Floyd Valley on the road at Lamar's. Cherokee at home playing host to Okoboji. Pocahontas on the road at Storm Lake, and Sioux Center on the road at Unity Christian. We're about 25 minutes away from kickoff here tonight in Spencer. And, Joel, we figured the weather would be a factor here tonight. The rain has just started to come down within the last 20 minutes or so. The rain has just started. We're expecting that rain to possibly pick up at portions and kind of off and on throughout the game here tonight.
Yeah, after we left Rock Rapids earlier today, it was just starting to rain in Rock Rapids. Came down pretty decently. So we do know, over in the Rock Rapids, George, Little Rock, Dune area, we know you guys are getting some rain over there. It's, like I said, Jay, it's just starting around here. It's just kind of a light little drizzle. Nothing real threatening, but it does look like it's going to play a factor in tonight's game. You're going to see probably consistent rain throughout the game. It's not moving very fast. That cloud is just kind of creeping over top of us and could play a really big part of it. For Spencer, they're a running team, so, they're going to expect it, but we'll see if it affects the Lions in their passing game a little bit. The one thing that is really something you got to worry about is when it's a torrential downpour, you think about the rain out there, and you really think when it's just that light drizzle, that's one of those things where the ball can get nice and slippery. You don't really notice the rain out there. Obviously, those guys have their helmets and their pads on, and, they'll be a little bit wet out there, but if you're not really paying attention, that's when that ball can get slippery and come loose, and you might see some turnovers here really sway the momentum in this game.
Well, Spencer is a 3A school. However, they do play on a grass field. This is a grass surface here in Spencer, so certainly the weather will be a factor at portions tonight. Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions donning the white road jerseys for the first time in the 2017 season. Lion football right here on the Lion Broadcast Network, a service of Frontier Bank, Sanford Health, DeNoble Austin and Company, Pizza Ranch, Avera Health, and the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company. Coming up on the pregame show, we'll get together with Spencer head coach Jim Teague and the head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben, as we continue our live coverage. The countdown to kickoff is on from Spencer. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Spencer Tiger football with head coach Jim Ty. Coach, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me on.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about last week. First week of the season, you had to go on the road against Emmitsburg out there. You got a good test to see what your team brings in the 2017 season.
Yeah, it was a good test. I think Emmitsburg's much improved this year. They've got a much better line and a little more athletic in the backfield and so forth. But, we played kind of poorly in the second half. To be honest, we were ahead 19-7 in the first half, and kind of just had to hold on in the second half. We seemed like we started every drive inside of our 10, and we just couldn't sustain some things. We had a lot of cramping issues, and yet Emmitsburg didn't have any. So it's something we're doing wrong. I mean, we have to obviously hydrate better, and but that caused a lot of trickle effects, because we had guys that were playing that maybe didn't have as many reps and that kind of thing. So it was just it was kind of a long second half, but we got the win, and that we're happy with that.
Well, like I said, picking up the win is the ultimate goal out there. Sometimes maybe, though, with the hydration and then causing some execution problems, still able to probably help you out as you got a few more kids into the ball game.
Sure, and and you're always looking to help build your depth and that kind of thing.
Well, Coach, let's move on to your opponent this week. Central Lyon George Little Rock coming to your home field today. A new coach there, a new regime. What do you expect to see from the Lions?
Well, a year ago, we had beaten Emmitsburg pretty handily, and they had a pretty long night against West Lyon, and we came over, and it was kind of a nightmare. They ran back the opening kickoff, and we fumbled the first play from scrimmage, and we allowed them to gain some confidence after a rough first week. So, they're going to be well coached. They're a traditional power. We know they're going to, play with a lot of confidence and that kind of thing. So, especially after last year, we played poorly, and we're going to play a lot better this year.
Well, you've had a chance to see some of the tape from last week, CLGLR versus West Lyon, plus the things you know from last year. What are some things you might think would change from last year to this year?
Well, it's hard. You just have one game, and that opponent they played was really a really good opponent. We were very impressed with West Lyon, and so they played a very high-quality opponent, and that's just one game, and you just don't know. I mean, I know they lost some real high-level players that went on to play college football, and they caused problems for us last year. And so I'm thankful they're gone, but they're going to be tough. I mean, I think it's going to be a real knockdown game. I think it's I told the kids I wouldn't be surprised. We went over all the procedures for overtime and that kind of thing. I think it's just going to be a real challenge.
Well, let's talk about your Spencer Tiger football team. What are some things that you might see that you can do offensively and defensively to give yourself the advantage in the game?
I don't know if I'm going to talk about specific things, for this opponent, but we always want to run our option game. I mean, that's what we're built around, is the triple option, and the challenge for me and as our coaching staff is to try to figure out as early as we can what they are trying to take away from us, so that we can, go to some other things. And because every team's going to try to take something away. They're going to try to take away our B-back. Sometimes they're not going to allow a quarterback to run, and so we got to make sure we're getting it pitched out correctly and things like that, and getting it blocked, not just getting it to the right person, but we get it out in the perimeter. Sometimes it's a challenge to get some of those guys on the perimeter blocked. So that's always a challenge, and we've got to get some passes downfield to keep them honest and keep them from putting every single person in the box.
Well, you talk about how this should be a closely contested game, and you talked about the possibility of overtime a little bit earlier. It's got to be nice knowing that you're going to at least get to play in front of your home crowd and have that home field advantage.
Right, and not having to ride that long, that long bus ride. It's always fun to play here at Dale Norton Field, and we always get good crowds, and being that it's the first home game of the year, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the weather aspect in there. You talked about the cramping issues last week. It's going to be a little bit more humid, maybe a little warmer this week than it was last week. Other than the cramping issues, how's your team looking on the injury-wise?
We got just like everybody, we got a few guys that are a little dinged. Some guys, it'll be kind of a game-time decision as to how much they play. But as far as the cramping goes, that's something we can control. We got to hydrate all week. You can't wait till Thursday night to start hydrating, and we really preach to them about that, and salt in the food more, things like that. But we've got a few bumps and bruises, but everybody does. It's a physical game, and it's a collision sport, and you're going to have those things.
What do you see as some of the keys to picking up a win against Central Lyon George Little Rock?
We got to protect the football. Can't put the ball on the ground. Last year, fumbled the first play from right inside of our 15. That set up their second touchdown. And we fumbled later on. They scooped it up and scored. So, we can't put the ball on the ground. And, of course, special teams are a big thing. We let the opening kickoff go back last year. We let a kickoff go back later in the year at a crucial moment, and a punt against Sioux City Heelan when we had them right where we wanted them. So we're really focusing on our special teams. We always do, but we're focusing on making sure we have personnel on there that are going to go down and tackle and that kind of thing.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us this week, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thank you.
That is the head coach of the Spencer Tigers, Jim Ty. We'll be back with more of our pregame show when we return.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
The husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions football with head coach Curtis Eben. Coach, thanks for joining us once again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Joel.
Coach, let's talk about last week, the Beef Bowl opening up the season, and your career as the head coach here at CLGLR didn't necessarily go as planned.
No, it really didn't. You know, we knew going in they had a lot of 3-year starters. There were a lot of good players out there in the field. We knew we had to control the ball, get some first downs when needed, and stop them on some third downs, and especially early on in the game. We started off, I thought the first drive we played pretty well, and got a turnover early on and kind of got some momentum going, but we just couldn't keep things rolling, and those first downs on offense and defense ultimately hurt us in the long run. So, it was one of those hard-fought games. Give credit to West Lyon. They got a good ball club, and I wish them the best of luck throughout the year.
Well, and on our end, if you look at it for the Lions, a lot of missed opportunities really prevented us from building some confidence and doing some more things.
Yeah, it did. It was a third down opportunities. We were 3rd and 2 one time, had a batted ball down. Later on, it was we had like 3rd and 4, and just got stuffed at the line. But I mean, there's opportunities there to be had. If we make a couple first downs, we're talking 10 more plays in offense. Anytime you have an offensive play, things can happen. So we just missed those opportunities. We weren't quite as physical up front, but with that being said, we had a good week of practice and improved our physicality all around, and excited for tonight's game.
Well, we put that game behind us. Like you said, we get ready for tonight's matchup against the Spencer Tigers. So what do you take from last week's game getting ready during the week of practice for Spencer?
The biggest thing is physicality. We got to be more physical up front on both sides of the ball. We got to move better, and those are things that this week we really, as a coaching staff, put a lot of emphasis in, and is getting after blocks and tackling. We poor job of tackling last week. We worked on tackling this week a little bit more, and it goes back to the simple things as blocking and tackling to win football games, and that's a big thing we're looking forward to this week is how much we improved on those two aspects of the game.
That's always the opportunity here, especially with a young ball squad, is to improve each and every week as you work your way through the season. Let's talk about the Spencer Tigers. Tell us a little bit about what you expect to see from them, maybe offensively and defensively.
Offensively they run a double wing offense. It's an option offense. They do a nice job with it. I think Coach Ty over there does a nice job of getting those guys ready to play, and what you see on tape is kind of what you're going to get during the game, and it's similar to us. We're not going to change a lot. We're not going to do a lot of things different, but we're just going to go out there and do the things better.
Well, Coach, let's talk about the CLGLR side of the ball. Let's talk about what the Lions think that they can do against the Tigers, where maybe we can show some success and some improvement.
On our side of things, we need to, start off on offense and get the ball rolling. That's a big thing. We got to get some first downs early in the game. I feel like our run game is going to, we really focused on it this week, and we need to improve on our run game and get, early on, maybe get the corner a little bit more, just get that defense spread out a little bit, and so we can get the numbers game to where we want it on offense. And once we start doing that, we can start opening up the offense a little bit more, and we're excited to play a team that is traditionally they're set in their ways, and we're gonna try to get the edge early, and try to get our Nick White and Lucas rolling in that offense early.
Well, let's go on the road here as we head to Spencer. How do you think our team is going to prepare in that first bus trip?
I'm kind of excited about it, as goofy as that sounds, but the fact that sometimes a long bus ride gets our guys focused. They sit together as a team. They get a little bit more time to think about the game in that aspect, and compared to a home game where you show up and you're there already and you walk out in the field. So I think a bus ride for us is going to be good. Get us focused. Get us thinking about football a little bit beforehand, and make the trip over to the town with the McDonald's in it.
Well, there's a few bumps and bruises after last week against West Lyon. How are we looking going into this week on the injury front?
Pretty good. We lost Carter Kroll this week. He's ended up with mono. He won't be making the trip down there tonight. Really that's our only kid that from the previous week that played that isn't going to play. That's not going to play tonight. So, but for the most part, it will. Our guys are ready to go. The bumps and bruises are kind of getting healed up, and we're ready for another battle tonight.
What are some of the keys to picking up a victory in Spencer tonight?
Capitalizing on those first third down opportunities, and we're looking at, we want to run 60+ plays in offense. I think the big key for us again is special teams. I thought we did a nice job last week. Last year against Spencer, we took opportunities in special teams and made the most of them, and that's what we're looking for tonight. Is defensively, we got to tackle better. Shut them down on the third down series, and just move the ball on offense. So if we do those little things a little bit better, we're going to come out with a victory tonight.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us here again this week, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Joel.
That is the head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Back in Spencer as we continue to count down to kickoff Central Lyon George Little Rock football for the 2017 season. Game number 2, week number 2, and the rain has picked up on this Friday night in Spencer as the Lions in the north end zone just about set to take the field here. The Spencer Tigers will follow suit following the Lions taking of the turf here tonight in Spencer. And Joel, as I mentioned, the rain is starting to pick up. Looks like it's going to be this way for the entirety of tonight's game, at least according to the latest radar picture.
Yeah, the rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier, a little bit more there. It's a pretty significant waterfall right now. The other thing that has happened in the last couple minutes, Jay, is the wind has picked up, and that's definitely going to cause some issues out there. It looks as if, though, it's a south breeze and coming across there, and we'll see how well that affects the passing game going on throughout the night. Obviously, a wet football and then a little bit of breeze, whether it's in your face or behind you, always affects the way the quarterback releases the ball, and we'll see how well that comes into a factor.
And from what we gather about the Spencer Football Club is that they like to run the ball, so certainly an advantage for a running team when the rain is flying. But more than anything tonight, for Central Lyon George Little Rock, this is just about the Lions and what they need to do here tonight.
Yeah, this is a good get-back-to-basics type football game for these guys because, Spencer's going to come out. They're going to run triple option at you. They're going to utilize the fullback. They're going to sneak the fullback. They're going to have the quarterback roll around the end, maybe pitch out on that one. And it's one of those things where you really got to play disciplined defense out there. You may have to actually just go to a theory of tackling everybody. You don't know who's going to have it, whether it's the 1, 2, or 3 back. You're going to have to pay attention and maybe just take care of all of them. But nonetheless, something the Lions struggled with last Friday night against West Lyon was tackling. Tonight, they're really going to need to have some sure tackling, and that's going to be tested here by the Spencer Tigers. And like you said, Jay, it's a good way for the Lions to get back on course.
Great football facility here in Spencer. Of course, the Lions were here back in 2007, the Eagle Grove playoff game. The Lions come over here for a very memorable win, and what a great night that was back in 2007. A whale of a game. I believe 11-7 was the final, or somewhere around there.
It was fantastic. Remember, we come off that. Nate DeYoung got hurt in the last game of the regular season over in Sioux Center. We brought in Jordan Gakey. Jordan Gakey gets hurt on the first play of the game. We bring in the third-string quarterback. Nate DeBoer has to take us through that game. And what a battle it was here in Spencer. And it was a lot of fun times. Hopefully we can come away with the same result here today as another win and walk out of here. No matter what it takes, you get the job done.
Well, the Lions are lined up shoulder to shoulder on the east sideline, still awaiting the Spencer Tigers to take the field. The Spencer Marching Band Band has taken the field, getting set for tonight's opening ceremony. Still about 5 minutes away from kickoff here tonight in Spencer, as Central Lyon George Little Rock coming in with a record of 0-1 on the season. The Spencer Tigers undefeated at 1-0. Stay tuned. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff when we return from Spencer. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back in Spencer alongside Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Lion football for the 2017 season right here on the Lion Broadcast Network. Central Lion George Little Rock on the road here tonight in Spencer to take on the Tigers, the first road test of the season for the Lions as they don the road whites for the first time this year. And certainly, Joel, we talked about it all pregame long. It is finally go time for this Lion football team, and a long time coming. You got to bet this past week has been a long week for these guys.
Well, you know, it's going to be a hard, long week. Like I said, everybody knows what happened at West Lion. Everybody knows what it was like. But now it's time to put that behind you. You went through a whole week of practice out there. You got ripped on all week long by the coaches, and they taught you what you needed to fix and all the things that you did wrong. You had to work on and get ready and get better this week. Here's your chance to come out and prove it and show them that, you can get rid of all the naysayers out there who want to say everything they want about what happened last week. Here's your chance to step onto the field and prove that it isn't that bad out there and the Lion football is still intact.
Bigger opponent in the Spencer Tigers in that they are a District 1 Class 3A school, whereas the Lions are a Class 2A school. So the Lions open with a 1A school, and a second game around will be a 3A school before heading into District 1 play coming up next Friday night, and again on the road down in Sioux Center next Friday night. Great facility for football here in Spencer, but Joel, like we've been mentioning on the pregame, weather certainly going to be a concern as a pretty steady rainfall coming down right now.
Yeah, the rain's coming down there. No really threats of threatening weather. It's just going to be a consistent rain out there. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about the lightning factor, any delay factors on that end of it. But one thing we will have to contend with is the ability for the rain to keep coming down and the factors that's going to be. So far, this field looks really nice. As we said, it's a grass field, so we'll see what the water does as the rain continues there and the guys get out there and they start tearing it up. We'll see how well the footing conditions goes throughout the game as well as ball handling.
Lions out at midfield for the coin toss include Matt Matuska, Nick White, Ross Weirdsma, and Parker Metzger all out at midfield for the opening coin toss. The Lions won the toss, and they have elected to defer. The Spencer Tigers will be taking the ball, and the Tigers will be defending the north end zone. So Spencer moving from the left to the right in your mind's eye. They will take over first dibs offensively here tonight. And Joel has a look at the Spencer starting offense.
For the Spencer starting offense up front at right tackle, they got number 51, Angel De Leon. At right guard, they have number 73, Richard Rodriguez. At center, 53, Brady Schlager. At left guard, and number 50 is Drew Thompson. At left tackle, number 72, Brody Kakmarinsky. At wideout, they have number 4, Michael Story. And on the other side at wideout, number 9, Cade Carpenter. At quarterback, the guy who runs the show, number 1, Cade Hopkins. Then at fullback, number 26, Brendan Ellis. At wingbacks, you've got number 24, Cooper Fox, and number 2, Tyler Kuhlander for the starting lineup for the Spencer Tigers.
Isaiah Spencer will be back deep to return for the Tigers, standing on his own 2-yard line. He is a sophomore. Doing the kicking for the Lions. I believe this is going to be Romel Lopez out there as the ball is up and in the air, end over end. Spencer grabs it at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Met rudely by a host of Lions at the 25-yard line, and that is where the Tigers will start, 1st and 10.
Nice to see Romel back out there doing the kicking duties for the Lions. Obviously, you heard in the pregame, Carter Krall, who did the kicking last week, out with mono and that illness. He's back at home, so he's not available for us. Nice job is Romel back out here for us once again, and once again he does a fine job when he has to kick the ball.
First down and 10 for Spencer, opening series of the ball game here tonight from their own 25-yard line. As quarterback Story lines up under center, calling out the signals. Man in motion left to right, takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Looking over the middle, scooting around left end now. It's a quarterback keep for Cade Hopkins. Hopkins has the first down and more as he rumbles out to the 45-yard line. A 20-yard gain for the Tigers on first down.
You know, and that's a broken play right there. They were going to try and pass on us right away. We've been sitting there telling them they're going to run at us. They're going to run us. They drop back to pass. Good job there by Hopkins to figure out that it wasn't going to happen. Very quick little guy, gets out to the outside and outruns the defense.
First and 10 for Spencer from their own 46. Hopkins with the wing T formation takes a snap, drops back and hands to the fullback up the middle. Pardon me, that was Spencer up the middle, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by the Lions for no gain.
Yeah, Isaiah Spencer there moving into that fullback spot, and he goes right up the middle. And that's what the Lions were looking for right off the bat, was they were going to expect to see that one, and doing a nice job of standing him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 46. Opening offensive possession of the night, the wing T formation. Cade Hopkins under center at quarterback with a split receiver wide right. Hopkins takes the snap, hand up the middle, and this goes to Spencer once again right across midfield to the Lion 49, and a pickup of 5 yards on second down.
Yeah, this wing T formation that you see out there, Jay, it's something that you see a little bit more familiar in teams that have smaller backs but bigger guys up front. You get guys in motion. There's a lot of deception out there and misdirections. Guys really got to be disciplined on defense and know who they're tackling.
Third down and 5 from the Lion 49-yard line. Hopkins under center, calls it out, takes the snap, hand up the middle to the fullback. No, quarterback keep around left end, and the Lions had it snuffed out. After a 3-yard gain by Hopkins, the Lions bring him down about 2 yards shy of the stick, and we'll see what the Tigers elect to do.
Austin Metzger coming up there and making the tackle there. Austin Metzger, he is in for Carter Kroll, and he comes up, plays his spot right. He's the outside linebacker. He's got to take away that outside edge. If the defensive end is crashing down to take away the run, that outside backer's got to make that option read on that, and does a good job.
Spencer will line up in the punt formation. Nathan Hoagie, the punter, is standing back on his own 40-yard line. On fourth down and 2, Hoagie awaits the snap, gets a good snap, bobbles it a little bit, but gets off a nice high end-over-end punt. Lions say stay away, and the punt will hop at the Lion 20-yard line, take a Spencer roll to about the 18, where the Lions will start first and 10. First offensive possession of the night coming up for Central Lion George Little Rock.
Well, right off the bat here, Jay, you got to consider that a successful defensive front there. Lion defense stood tall there, other than that first big play on a broken play, you know, where the quarterback was able to scoot free for 20 yards. They really stood up there, forced them out of it, and got the ball back right off the bat.
Lion opening offensive possession will go 5 wide from their own 18. Nagel in the shotgun, trips right, twins to the left. Nagel takes a snap, quarterback keep right up the gut, and Nagel is out to the 21 for a pickup of 2, maybe 3 on first down.
You know, and I think you're going to see a lot of that, where Lucas is going to have to read that, know what the set is, and he's very good at reading the defense. But with this weather out there, you're really going to have to see Lucas Nagel probably win this one with his feet.
Nagel will line up in the shotgun on second down and 8 for the Lions. Van Beek will stand to his left. Twin receivers out wide to each side. Man in motion right to left as Nagel takes a snap, hands to the motion man. Coming across right to left on the carry for the Lions. Picking it up is Austin Metzger, and Metzger will carry all the way out to the 39-yard line. A first down and more, and a great carry for Metzger on second down.
Yeah, 19-yard run there for Austin Metzger, his first carry out there. And as you said, he's filling in for Carter Kroll, and he's coming out there. He's playing that AB back. Goes in motion, gets that jet sweep across there, and great blocking out in front. Springs him for 19.
First down and 10 for the Lions from their own 39. The hand around right end to Nick White, and no gain on the play as White is tracked down right at about the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 coming up.
And that's going to be one of those troublesome deals there. That's a read option for Lucas out there. He's got to know, he's got to read the defensive end. If the end comes up to take away the running back, he's got to keep and run it himself. If the end crashes after him, that's when you give away.
Second and 10 for the Lions from their own 39. Nagel drops back for the first time tonight. Lets one go deep down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. No, intercepted. Off of the tip off the hands of Zed Hymanson. It is picked off by Spencer's Michael Story back at the 24-yard line of the Spencer Tigers, and the Lions turn it over on their opening offensive possession.
Just off the fingertips of Zed Hymanson out there. He's probably got the best hands on this Lion team. A deep pass down the middle of the field, and the safety just ran behind Zed, and as he tipped it up, was right there for the tip drill to make the pick. And essentially, Jay, that's a bad deal there, but it does flip the field position nonetheless, and gives Spencer the ball back in their own territory.
8:31 left in the opening quarter, scoreless so far. Second offensive possession for Spencer coming up from their own 24-yard line. Hopkins under center will roll around left side and carry to the 27-yard line to pick up a 3 on first down.
You know, that's a good job there by Cole Stave to come up there and make the tackle. He makes the read. He sees the quarterback trying to come in there. He just crashes the line of scrimmage, wraps up, and just falls right on top of that little quarterback.
Second down and 7 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 27-yard line. Scoreless so far here tonight, about 8 minutes left in the opening quarter. Hopkins under center, calls it out. Long snap count this time around with a man in motion behind him. He'll reset on the left side. Now go back in motion. Hopkins takes a snap, hands up the middle. Nothing doing. Great defensive front by the Lions as they stuff Isaiah Spencer at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Parker Netton was the man coming through there out of that linebacker spot. He come up, stuck his nose in there, and they met helmet to helmet. He just started driving him back there. He never actually got the tackle, but the referee blew his whistle and stopped forward progress out there. Great hit there by Parker to come up there. Lions are definitely playing with a little more aggression this week.
3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. Ball on their own 27. Cade Hopkins under center, calls it out, takes a snap, rolling out left side. Under pressure, Hopkins. Nagel nearly had a sack. Hopkins will tuck and run and knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line, maybe the 31, but still going to be shy of the first down.
Yeah, only going to pick up 3 yards there on the scramble. He's a very quick little guy, because Lucas Nagel gets free there off the defensive end spot. He's right in his pursuit right away. Does a good job of outrunning him, but as soon as he turns the corner, here came Austin Metzger to come up and force him out of bounds and back into a punting situation.
Nathan Hoagie into punt for the second time tonight for the Spencer Tigers, back on his own 15-yard line this time around. Hoagie calls for the snap, gets a good snap, and gets off a high end-over-end punt, a spiraling punt this time around. Fair catch called for at the 33-yard line by Nick White for the Lions. 1st down and 10, Central Lyon George Little Rock from their own 33, 7:14 left to play in the opening quarter. We are scoreless so far.
Well, so far, Jay, if you look at these first couple possessions, the Lions are doing what they want to do. They're playing with a lot more aggression. They're playing a lot better up-tempo. They've moved the ball offensively, and they've been able to get some stops on defense. So far, so good here in the first quarter. It's a long way to go, though.
1st down and 10 for the Lions. Second offensive possession. The first ended in an interception. Nagel in the shotgun. Man in motion right to left. That is Metzger. He'll take the hand from Nagel. Metzger cuts it upfield across the 35 to the 40-yard line, and a nice 6-yard pickup, maybe 7 yards on 1st down for Austin Metzger.
You know, that's one of those things where the coaches talked about they've seen in Spencer. These guys really line up. They like to take away the middle of the field. They don't want to give you that run between the tackles, and that's okay with this offense out there. We bring those guys in that jet sweep as long as it's blocked well up front, which they've done so far. There's lots of running room.
2nd down and 3 for the Lions. Nagel in the shotgun with White in motion left to right. Nagel on the quarterback keep around left end up to the 41, maybe the 42. Couple of yards on 2nd down. That will set up a 3rd and about a yard for the Lions.
Yeah, going to be about 3rd and a long one, maybe a short 2 on this one. But a good job there by Lucas. As we talked about, that's that same play where he gave to Nick White on the last drive out there, and Nick was knocked down, had to fight back to get no gain. This time he keeps it and puts his head down and gets positive yards.
Ball on the CLGLR 42-yard line, 3rd and a long one. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers right, twins to the left. Nagel takes a snap, hands right up the gut to Van Beek. Van Beek's got it and more across the 45, out to the 47. It's a Lion 1st down.
Colton Van Beek does a nice job there just finding the seam. He's got really good eyes. Sometimes Colton doesn't hit the hole as hard as you think he really should do, but the one thing he does do is he keeps his head up. He's always looking for that seam, and he has a really good ability to cut and get himself into that spot and get positive yards.
Scoreless so far in the opening quarter. 5.5 minutes left to play in quarter number 1. 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 47 on their 2nd offensive possession of the night. Nagel from the shotgun, rolling right on the option, pitches to White. White cuts it upfield into Tiger territory across the 50 to the 49-yard line of Spencer, and again 4 yards on 1st down.
You know, that was a good job. That was set up by Lucas. Lucas was going on that option play, and he saw the defensive end coming up the field trying to take him away. He ducked inside, made that D end crash down on him, and as soon as he crashed down, made the pitch outside to White and gave him the room to get 4 yards.
2nd and 6 for the Lions from the Spencer 49-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes the hand, quarterback keep up the middle, nicely read by the Tiger defense. That will go for a 2-yard loss back to the Lion 49-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 8 for CLGLR with 4:40 left in a scoreless opening quarter.
Yeah, right there they moved the outside linebacker into a blitzing position. He came up and actually got right on the line of scrimmage. A little bit of confusion on who was supposed to block who there, and in the result, nobody got blocked and ended up going for a loss.
3rd down and 8 from the Central Lyon George Little Rock 49-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Split receiver wide to each side. Double wings as Nagel calls it out. Man in motion right to left. Nagel rolling out left side. Looking to pass. He'll tuck. He'll run. Nagel carries to the 46-yard line. He'll be about 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down. Make it 3 yards and a decision time for the Lions from the Spencer 46.
Just across the midfield marker. Wouldn't be surprised if they choose to punt this ball away and play the field position game. They've been playing defense very well. And it looks like Curtis Eben is going to actually have to maybe call timeout. Now he's just going to say he's going to go with it. And 4th and short, they're going to live and go.
Well, we have seen him line up in the offensive formation and line a pooch punt out of that, and it looks like that's what Nagel's going to go for. No, he's going to tuck it and run it. Nagel's got the first down and more inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and the Lions convert on 4th down with 3:32 left in the opening quarter, scoreless so far, and a fresh set of downs. I believe Nagel just read that play.
Yeah, that's a read by him all the way. That's why they implemented it in there. Lucas has that ability to go down there. We saw he can kick the ball. He had a really nice punt on that little soccer rugby kick before. This time he sees it's open, tucks his head, and gets the first down.
First down and 10 for the Lions from the Spencer 38. Nagel in the shotgun. Metzger in motion right to left. He'll take the hand from Nagel, bobbles it, hit in the backfield back at the 42-yard line. It will be a loss of 4, but the Lions do retain possession, and that's probably the only bonus after that play.
Yeah, I don't think Austin Metzger knew he was going to get the ball. It looked like he was going on the fake on there, and all of a sudden it was in his hands. He bobbled it. Got possession back, but as soon as he got possession, he was knocked down.
Second down and 14. Central Lion George Little Rock with the ball on the Spencer 42-yard line. Scoreless so far, 2:45 left in the opening quarter. Clock on the move. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping straight back to pass. Under pressure, sets up the screen over the middle to Nick White. He's got blockers in front of him. White breaks out right side across the 35, slips a tackle down to the 32-yard line, and a nice run after catch by Nick White, and a pickup of about, close to 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, nice job there, and you saw Nick White right away. He come out of his spot. He did a really good job of staying behind the line of scrimmage on that screen pass, because the offensive linemen are getting downfield. If he doesn't get behind the line of scrimmage, that's a penalty against us. So he did a really good job. They got him the ball, and does a good job of getting yards after the catch.
Well, the pace of the Lions clearly wearing down the Spencer Tigers as the Tigers take their first time out of the night with 2:20 left in this opening quarter. We're scoreless so far. Lion defense has been there so far. They forced 2 Spencer punts on both Tiger possessions so far. Lions opening offensive possession ends in an interception, but the second offensive possession, they're marching the ball right down the field.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, and part of that is they're putting themselves in good position. You've seen a lot of 3rd and shorts. They had a 4th down and short, able to open up the playbook a little bit, give them some options on what they need to do, maybe keep the defense guessing a little bit. And once again, they find themselves 3rd down and short in Spencer territory. So as long as they don't have a negative play here, there's a good shot that they've got a shot to at least go for it on 4th and short, and a good chance to convert on downs.
Well, Lucas Nagel, your junior quarterback, stands at 6'2", 200 pounds. One area where he really excels is reading what's in front of him, and that was the case on whether he had the option to pooch punt or run it on that 4th down. Ended up running it and converting the 4th down. Now a 3rd and 4 from the Spencer 32 after the timeout. Nagel takes a snap, hands Van Beek up the middle, does a little dancing, grabs the first down, and carries up to the 27-yard line, and the Lions will move the chains once again.
Yeah, once again, Colton does a really good job. Like I said, he doesn't hit the hole very hard, but he does some dancing. Like you said back there, he does a little skip step to the side. And what they tried to do there is plug the middle. They tried to make a pile right in the middle of the field. He jumps to the outside, finds that gap, and gets downfield for the first down.
First down and 10 from the Spencer 27. Nagel in the shotgun, trip receivers left, a single to the right. Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, rolling out left side on the option available. Nagel's going to tuck it and run it up to the 21-yard line, and a pickup of 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, nice job there by Lucas. Once again, reading the defense, giving him what they're going to take him, and sees the little gap there and cuts underneath the blockers and picks up the positive yards that he needs. He knows that, there's that option to pitch it out to Nick White. Maybe he can break it, but maybe not. And just makes a good decision there to keep possession of the ball and move forward.
1:20 left in the opening quarter. Clock on the move. We're scoreless so far, but the Lions on the move as well. 2nd and 5 from the Spencer 21. Nagel takes a snap in the shotgun, lofts one up right side, has a man. The catch is made for the Lion touchdown, and it's Nate Deach. grabbing the first Lion touchdown of the 2017 season, the first touchdown of the Curtis Eben era from 21 yards out. On the score, it is Lucas Nagel to Nate Deach, and the Lions are on the board.
Yeah, that's a nice job there. Good job there by Deach to go up there. He ran right by the defensive back. They had a linebacker out there trying to guard him. The safety was cheating over to the right side, and he was wide open at the goal line. Good job there by Lucas. He had all sorts of time to throw that ball.
21-yard touchdown reception for Deach from Nagel. Point after attempt coming up. Looks like Deach will do the kicking on the point after. The hold will be provided by Brady Wright. Deach, a southpaw, will be going with the left foot. Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point, it is no good. Wide right. 1:07 left to play in the opening quarter. Central Lion George Little Rock leading Spencer 6-0. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash. No talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
All right, folks, we're back in Spencer. A late flag on that extra point attempt, so the Lions will now go for 2 from the 1-yard line. Nagel will take it up the middle. He's going to be stuffed in front of the goal line, and the 2-point conversion fails for the Lions. So a late flag on the extra point attempt. Nagel is stuffed on the 2-point conversion run, and nonetheless, the Lions with the 6-0 lead. 1:07 left to play in the opening quarter here tonight in Spencer. Lions cash in on their second offensive possession of the night. A 21-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Nagel to Nate Deach. First score of the 2017 season for Central Lion George Little Rock. Ensuing kickoff coming up, and Joel, I think if you're this Lion defense, just keep doing what you're doing. It's worked well on the first couple of possessions for Spencer.
Yeah, they're playing well defensively. Let's go back to that offensive drive, though, Jay. That was a great drive. We took over inside our own 30-yard line, and we sustained a drive. We moved the ball down the field, just methodically marched it down there. We didn't have a huge play other than that 21-yard touchdown. We just consistently marched the ball down the field, and that is a great confidence booster for these guys. They just kept working their way down the field, working it, and it finally cashed in, and that's a big building block for these guys.
Romel Lopez on the ensuing kickoff. A short, high end-over-end kick will bounce inside the 15, picked up by Spencer at the 7-yard line. Spencer out to the 20, met rudely, bounces off the tackle and gets 5 more yards out to the 25-yard line, where the Tigers will take over. First down and 10 from their own 25.
Nice job there once again by Romel, and that's the advantage of having him out there as a kicker. You can tell him about anywhere you want it, and he's got a pretty good leg that he'll be able to put it there. He puts it down inside the 10-yard line in the corner, allows the coverage team to really take away half the field and get down there and make a tackle.
First down and 10 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 25. Senior quarterback Cade Hopkins under center with the wing T offense. Takes the snap and hands. First man through. That is Cooper Fox on the carry out to the 26-yard line for a gain of 1.
First carry there for Cooper Fox there. He's moved into that fullback role there. They've got a couple different guys that'll move into that. Obviously, we saw Isaiah Spencer in there earlier in those first couple of series. Now Cooper Fox has made his way in there. But once again, Lions doing a good job. They're only allowing a yard on that. They're really playing good, sound defense, and they're really paying attention. And you're seeing the guys actually sit there and know their role and know what each guy is, and they're starting to trust each other, and that's good to see.
2nd and 9 for the Tigers. Hopkins takes a snap, pitch out around left end, and the pitch man goes to Colander. He'll carry up across the 30 to the 32, maybe the 33. Going to be a yard or two shy of the first down, and with 10 seconds and counting left in the opening quarter, that will probably run it out.
Yeah, good pitch there by the quarterback of Hopkins to get it out there. Colander cuts it up the field. Made one good cut and was able to get by Nick White and get those positive yards.
That will close out quarter number 1. We've played one complete here in Spencer tonight. And after one quarter of play, Central Lion George Little Rock leading Spencer by a score of 6-0. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spencer as we head to quarter number 2. 12 minutes up on the board, 6-0. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Spencer. A 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers from their own 33-yard line. Hopkins under center, barking it out on 3rd and 2 with the wing tee behind him. Takes the snap, pitches out around right end. Pitch goes to Isaiah Pingle, and Pingle's got the first down and more out around the 45-yard line to the 46-yard line, and a big pickup of 13 yards on 3rd down for the Spencer Tigers.
Yeah, that was a good run there on the outside. It's a timing route all the way, and that's something that you see with these guys. They go in motion, then they got to come back. They have to reset, and they're able to do that. And when you run this wing T formation, timing is everything there, and that time they got it.
First down and 10 for Spencer. Ball spotted on their own 46-yard line. Hopkins under center, split receiver wide to each side as Hopkins takes the snap, rolls around left end. The pitch once again, this time around to Colander, and Colander will be wrapped up by the Lions, and I believe Van Beeken on the tackle at the 47-yard line. A gain of 1, maybe just over 1 on the play.
Yeah, nice job there. Good pursuit that time. Getting out to it, breaking down, and making the tackle on that one. The last time they were kind of scrambling away, not expecting to see Spencer go to the outside there. This time they were ready for it, and the linebacker's doing a nice job.
They'll give Colander a couple of yards up to the 48, so now a 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers from their own 48-yard line. Hopkins under center, takes a snap, quick pass, right side, pass is tipped and incomplete, high above the head of Michael Story, the intended receiver. No Lions were around to take advantage of the tip drill, but they will get the incompletion, and a 3rd and 8 coming up for Spencer.
Yeah, a hot pass right there, trying to go to the outside on that one right away, and looked like Hymanson was trying to jump the route. He actually ran underneath it, but the throw was way too high that nobody was going to catch that one, and falls incomplete.
10:51 left in the first half. Lions on top, 6-0. Spencer with a 3rd down and 8 from their own 48. Hopkins takes the snap, hands up the middle, nothing doing. The Lion defensive line able to stuff Cooper Fox once again at the line of scrimmage for no real gain on the play. I think they're going to give him a yard of forward progress, but nonetheless, that will set up a 4th and 7 for the Spencer Tigers.
Yeah, nice job there once again. Lion defense, a little bend but don't break. You gave them a few first downs. They got out around midfield. Then you dig your heels in and you force them to punt it away to you, and you're going to get the ball back.
Nathan Hoagie standing back on his own 34-yard line, ready to punt the ball away for the Tigers. And the snap goes off of one of the upbacks. Hoagie gets a hold of it. The punt is off but partially blocked, and it will roll out of bounds at the Lion 38-yard line. So a disaster from the get-go for the Tigers. Actually turns out about as good as it possibly could for them, and the Lions will take over a 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Yeah, I think that was where the water started to really take effect because it never got away from the center. It rolled immediately. Hoagie did a good job of running up there and just getting a boot on it. But Lions ready to jump on it, get the hand on it, and they're going to take over with some really good starting field position.
10-12 left to play in the first half. A 6-0 lead for Central Lyon George Little Rock. As the Lion offense fresh off their first score of the season, back out looking for more. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel in the shotgun. Man in motion left to right. That is White. Nagel fakes the handoff. Drops back. Quick pass. Right side. Intercepted. No, dropped. Dropped by the Spencer Tigers' Kyle Maroney at the 46-yard line, and just an incompletion for the Lions.
Yeah, a little bit underthrown there by Lucas trying to get it in there to Metzger, but I think he missed that one because Brady Wright was streaking down the sidelines there, and nobody picked him up. Everybody was coming after Metzger. And if Lucas airs that one out there, Brady Wright's got a chance to go for a big one.
Second down and at 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 38. Nagel in the shotgun, trip receivers left, a wing off to the right side as Nagel takes the snap, rolling out left side, looking to pitch. He'll tuck it, he'll keep it. Probably the smart decision. He'll be swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, but really they had hands on him all over. So if you pitch that ball, you're risking a turnover right there.
Yeah, there was a good pursuit there by the Spencer Tigers. They had about 3 guys in the backfield there. They got good penetration right off the start and really stretched that out well. Like you said, if you pitch that up, you're either going to lose 4 yards or you could have a turnover there. He just puts the head down and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 38. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side and up back standing to his right. Nagel takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Under pressure, lets it go left side. High pass caught by Metzger at the 40 to the 45. Reaches for the stick, but they're going to mark the knee out at the 47-yard line, 1 yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, nice job there by Metzger. He had to go up and get that one. And that's one of those things where we actually had a couple options on that. Metzger was coming across there in the drag route there, but he also could have gone out into the flat and found the running back in a little swing pass, but end up 9 yards, and the Lions are going to go for it.
Fourth down and 1. Ball spotted on the Lion 47-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun, rolls out right side. He's going to tuck it and run it. He'll have the first down and more into Tiger territory. Nagel's into the open. 25-20, tripped up at the 15-yard line. Couldn't keep his feet, but a big gain for the big quarterback and the big first down for the Lions.
Just got enough of him there. That safety just got a hold of him, made him twist and turn a little bit. Just enough to get him to lose his footing and falls down at the 16-yard line. But a big run there for the Lions, and they're set up in good position once again.
First down and 10 from the Spencer 16-yard line. The Lion offense on the move once again, looking to add to the 6-0 lead with 8:40 left in the opening half. Nagel in the shotgun. Metzger in motion right to left. Metzger takes the hand from Nagel, looking for blockers, looking for the corner. Metzger has the 14-yard line, 2 yards, about as tough as you could do there for Austin Metzger.
Yeah, that was a lot of running there for 2 yards, maybe 3. They're going to give him a pretty good spot out there. But he's having to get out there. The Lions blocked that really well early on, but Spencer's made the correct adjustments, and they're really starting to play that better. And Lions are going to have to make their adjustments of their own to try and get him free.
Second down and 8 for the Lions on the Spencer 14-yard line. Trip receivers right, a single left. Nagel in the shotgun. Nagel takes a snap, hand right up the gut, and this goes to Netton. Netton will carry to the 11-yard line. First carry of the night for Parker Netton will go for 3 yards.
Parker does a good job. We saw him last week. He got a few carries in the ballgame, and one thing that Parker brings to it, where like we talked about Colton not hitting the holes hard, but he's able to keep his head up and dance his way through the openings. Parker Netton does a great job of just crashing through the hole there and picking up big, hard yards.
Third down and 5 for the Lions from the Spencer 11-yard line. Trip receivers right, a single left. Nagel takes a snap. Quarterback keeper round left end. No real gain on the play. They'll give him a yard up to the 10, and that is it, setting up a 4th and 4 with 7:25 left in the first half. Clock is on the move. The Lions lead it 6-0.
Well, and the Lions, obviously, they're going to go for it here. You would think, though, maybe you would try Romel Lopez, but nonetheless, the Lions are going to try and go for it on this one on 4th down, but they're standing around and waiting to see what the read is. The plays get called in from the sidelines. Nobody running it in like they used to in the old days. Now they're calling it in. Everybody's got to know their spot.
4th and 4 from the Spencer 10. Nagel takes the shotgun snap. Quick pass right side. Nick White has it in the flat to the 5 and just knocked shy of the goal line, but it is a Lion first down to the 1-yard line, and the Lions set up with a first and goal.
9-yard gain there. Good little play for him as the running back just kind of gets out into the flat. He's running a 2-yard out. We get it out there in front of him. Good pass there by Lucas to throw it on the run, and then White gets upfield and almost scores.
First and goal for the Lions from the Spencer 1-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Trip receivers right, twins to the left. Nagel, quarterback keep, up the gut, into the end zone for the Lion touchdown. Lucas Nagel from 1 yard out with 6:38 left to play in the first half, and the Lion lead now 12-0.
That's good power football, Jay. You get inside the 5-yard line. You don't try and run away from these guys. You go right at them. The big hogs up front there, you know, Coach Postman's got to be happy about that. They got a nice push out there. You see those Spencer guys, they got hands on their hips. They're tired. They're wore out. And our offensive line got the push, and it allowed Lucas just to walk into the end zone.
Yeah, the Hoggers doing some work up front here tonight, and the Lions going to go for the 2-point conversion now with a 12-0 lead. 6:38 left in the first half. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Metzger in motion right to left. Nagel takes a snap, rolls out left side, looking to pass in the end zone for White, and it is tipped and incomplete. 2-point conversion attempt fails. 6:38 left to play in the first half. Central Lyon George Little Rock with a 12-0 lead on Spencer. From Spencer, this is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spencer with 6:38 left to play in the first half. 12-0. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on the Spencer Tigers here tonight on a rainy Friday night. Lion defense a perfect 3 for 3, forcing the Tigers to punt on all 3 of their offensive possessions. Lion offense have scored on their last 2. Romel Lopez, the ensuing kickoff, a high end-over-end kick. Isaiah Spencer will take it at the 13-yard line, right up the gut, and he's got room to roam, breaking through some tackles all the way up to the 46-yard line of Spencer, make it the 47 of the Tigers, and great starting field position for this Spencer offense.
You know, right there, the Lions really got to break down here. Yeah, you got a 2-touchdown lead, but you can't let up here. There's still 6.5 minutes to go. And they got a good return there. They had a good wedge block right up the middle. And you put a good running back there to get his way through there. He broke through a few tackles. Lions got to stay disciplined here on defense. Break down, you got to tackle low. If one thing you learned last week, tackling at the shoulder pads is not acceptable.
First and 10 for Spencer. Cade Hopkins under center, barks it out, takes a snap, fumble on the exchange, and Hopkins flops on it back at the 43-yard line. It will be a loss of 4 on first down for the Spencer Tigers.
Yeah, trying that counter play there. They're going to go second man through. They fake to the first guy and tried to go back to the weak side as he got it, tried to switch to his left hand. Lost the football. It hits the ground. Does a good job of just diving on it and maintaining possession for Spencer.
About 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Clock is on the move. 12-0. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Spencer. And now a 2nd and 14 for Spencer from their own 43. Hopkins under center, pitches out right side, and the pitch to Cooper Fox. Pardon me, that is not Fox on the play. That is Brendan Ellis, rather, who will carry up to the 47, maybe the 48, setting up a 3rd and about 9 or 10.
Yeah, nice shot there by Brendan Ellis. He got out there. They got the pitch out to him in a hurry, and he was able to work his way up there and had a nice spin move to get away from Lucas Nagel there and get upfield there for more positive yards.
Well, they mark it at the Spencer 49-yard line, so a 3rd down and 8 for the Spencer Tigers right around midfield. Hopkins lining up under center. He's got trip receivers left, a single to the right, back directly behind him. Hopkins takes a snap, rolls out left side. Hopkins under pressure, cuts up, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Nagel and Matuska. Nagel held him up. Matuska finished him off. No gain on the play, and I believe this Lion defense just forced another punt.
Yeah, that was a great job there. Great job by the defense to rebound after that one. You know, they got out there. They had a good return out to the midfield marker. And the defense came up. You forced that 3 and out and forced them to punt that ball away.
Nathan Hoagie back on his own at 34-yard line, ready to punt it away again. Hoagie gets a low snap, fields it cleanly, gets off a high end-over-end punt. Nick White saying stay away, and the punt will bounce outside the 15 and into the end zone for the touchback, so a good call by White. And the Lions will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 4:33 left to play in the first half. A 12-0 lead for Central Lyon George Little Rock. And Joel, the Lions 2 for their last 2 on offensive possessions and to cash it in for points.
Absolutely, and with 4.5 minutes to play in this half, there's no reason they can't march down the field and put more points on the board. And that's obviously got to be the talk going on the sidelines is let's put together a drive. We don't need to be in a rush. There's 4.5 minutes. That's a ton of time to get yourself down the field. Just keep working the offense the way you have been and try and score before the half.
Nagel from the shotgun, dropping back to pass. Midfield for Hymanson, who makes the catch at the 36-yard line, brought down to the 38, and the Lions have a first down, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what this flag results in. It looks like a lot of players walking backwards here. Now some infighting in the Central Lyon huddle. Or I shouldn't say infighting, but little disagreement in the Central Lyon George Little Rock huddle, and I believe we can tell who the penalty was called on by the reaction there. Probably going to see a hold here. Haven't yet get an official.
Illegal man downfield.
Okay, there we go.
Which is not a good deal. You can see the illegal man downfield on a screen pass there, but when it's a straight drop back pass like that where we're throwing it 15 yards down the field, no reason for those offensive linemen to be down there just yet. So that's a tough call right there and takes away a really nice play.
My money would be on Braden Schulte, as he is the one that reacted. And the Hoggers, they want to get going. They want to get some bodies in front of them. So Schulte a little too wound up there. First down and 15 following the penalty. Metzger will take the handoff, swing around left end, and carry up to the 17-yard line for a pickup of a couple, setting up a 2nd and 13 for the Lions.
Yeah, that's a really tough break there. Like I said, you got to be excited, though. The Hog Mollies up there, they've been doing a great job of blocking all night long. And, I mean, they're really getting after that. That's a tough one to get after, guy. That's a discipline thing. But it's definitely something we can correct.
Yep, the boys want to get after it tonight. 2nd down and 13. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back. Quick pass left side for Hymanson, tipped and incomplete. Great defense by Cooper Fox, but now a real late flag coming in. I believe they're going to call a pass interference, and that ball was tipped beforehand. So,
yeah, that's going to be a tough call. If they call pass interference on that, the linebacker came in there and actually tipped it away. So it shouldn't be. That should be just an easy no call.
Well, they are going to call pass interference on the Spencer Tigers on that play. So a bang-bang call, and the Lions are going to get that penalty yardage and then some right back with 3:50 left to play in the first half. 12-0 the advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock, as the officials will march it off from the line of scrimmage all the way up to the Central Lyon George Little Rock 32-yard line. It will be an automatic first down for the Lions.
Be first down and 10 now for the Lions as they move the chains here. The clock will stop while they get the offensive set. 3:50 yet to go in this half, and Lions get a break there. They get bailed out after a penalty of their own by another penalty by Spencer, and a fresh set of downs.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes a snap. Quick hand. Van Beek over the right side across the 35. Tough yards for Colton Van Beek out to the 37-yard line. And a pickup of 5 on first down.
That's a good read right there by Lucas. Once again, we talk about that when the quarterback's reading that, he's really reading the defensive end. If the defensive end's coming up to take the running back, he's going to take it. If he crashes down for quarterback, that's when you give out there. And he does a really good job of delaying that handoff until he knew what to do, and Colton gets a nice gain.
2nd down and 5 for the Lions. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolling around left end. He'll refuse to pitch, tuck, and a run. And Nagel going to carry some defenders with him for a tough yard, but that's about it on the forward progress. And that will set the Lions up with a 3rd and 4. Once again, probably smart read there not to pitch the ball, because that play was pretty much closed in from the get-go.
Yeah, they had 2 guys coming through there. The middle linebacker came up through the field. He had quarterback. The outside linebacker was going right after the running back. They were both in the backfield there. And they just said Lucas just fights for whatever he can get and picks up positive yards.
3rd and 4 for the Lions from their own 38. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls out right side, looking to pass in the flat for White. White can't hang on, but that probably would have went for no gain nonetheless. And the pass incomplete. Now a 4th down for the Lions. Probably a punting situation here from their own 38 with 2:40 left in the first half, and the Lions with a 12-0 advantage.
Yeah, when you're this deep in your own territory, you just got to punt the ball away, play the field position. That's a tough break there. Nick White tried to run before he had the ball in his hands and has to give it away there, but he actually had Nate Deach down the middle of the field as well if he looked down deep.
4th and 4. Nagel in the shotgun will roll out right side, and the pooch punt on the right side to the 36 and take a Lion roll inside the 30 to the 29-yard line of Spencer, where the Tigers will take over. First down and 10 from their own 29-yard line with 2:31 left to play here in the first half. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the 12-0 lead. We've seen some big plays from Spencer tonight, but for the most part, the Lions have been able to contain them fairly well.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those good defensive plays here. 2.5 minutes. Plenty of time for Spencer to move the ball here. As you said, they have that big playability. We'll see if the defense sits on their heels with a lead going into the half, or we'll see if they continue to play aggressive.
Hopkins on 1st and 10, hands to the first man through, and that is Spencer. He is immediately swallowed up by the Lion defense. However, he's going to fall forward for a 3-yard pickup up to the 32, so a 2nd and 7 coming up for the Tigers.
Man, it's good to see lots of white jerseys getting around the ball there. They did an awesome job. You had 3 guys in there. You had Nagel in there. You had Matuska in there. You also had Austin Winkle in there. Winkle stood him up and allowed the linebackers to help push him back.
Hopkins under center with a split receiver wide to each side. Hopkins takes a snap, pitch out over the right side. Fumble on the pitch and the exchange, but I believe the back fell right back on top of it. I think that was Ellis, and it will go for no gain on the play.
You know, right there, Jay, that's what we talk about. You know, you've been discussing that, whether Nagel's making the right call on those pitches, whether he keeps it and only gets a yard or if he should throw that ball. And we've talked about it right there. There it is, that slippery ball going out there and gets behind the running back. He can't pick it up. It hits the ground. They maintain possession. But how big would that be if there was a turnover?
Will actually be a loss of a yard for Spencer on the fumbled pitch. And now the Tigers going to use their second timeout with 1:27 left to play in the first half. 12-0. Central Lyon George Little Rock out front, and a 3rd down and 8 for Spencer coming up with the ball spotted on their own 31-yard line. As I mentioned, the second time out of the half for the Spencer Tigers. So the Tigers probably trying to draw up a quick strike here. They do have one timeout left to use.
They do have a timeout left to use, but we'll see what they choose to do on 3rd down and long. You know, the best thing they could get is just a first down and try and work the clock out and go into the halftime. But, you know, obviously if you throw it deep down the field and you sit yourself at a 4th and long, you're punting the ball away again. And you're going to have to give the Lions definitely another shot here. And you might give them a shot if they can get a big return. The Lions can get a shot of their own with 1.5 minutes left. There's still a lot of time. So Spencer's got to be smart about the play. Whether they choose to throw the ball or they run the ball, one way or the other, they got to keep the clock rolling.
3rd down and 8 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 31-yard line. 1:27 left in the first half. Lions lead it 12-0. On 3rd and 8, Hopkins under center, calls it out, rolls out left side, looking to pass deep down the left sideline. Has a man, and the defender, Van Beek, slips, but gets up in time to make the tackle. Michael Story makes the catch at the 40-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Van Beek slipped on the play. Story made the catch, but Van Beek got up in time to make the tackle.
You know, and that's what we talk about, a big play there. Van Beek was thinking that he got pulled to the ground by the receiver, no call by the officials, and Spencer's going to hurry up on the ball.
Hopkins under center, 1st and 10 from the Lion 40, rolling out right side. Now he'll reverse his footing left side. He's got a big hole. Hopkins breaking for the end zone. He is going to find it. Touchdown, Spencer Tigers from 40 yards out. Hopkins on the touchdown run with 48 seconds left to play in the first half, and it's a 12-6 ball game.
You know, and that's what we talk about, Jay. You can't sit back on your heels. You got to keep playing aggressive. You got to play like it's like you still have all the time in the world out there. You can't sit there and say, oh, we're just going to wait and milk it out to the end of the half, because right there, 2 big strikes. You get a big pass play, gets him in territory, and then a scramble by a fast quarterback, gets in open space, and he takes it to the house.
Saw a lot of arms in the air on the Lion defense crying for a call, and while they were doing that, Spencer lined up on the 40-yard line and ran the play while the Lions weren't just set yet. They were, I don't know if they were looking for a pass interference call. They thought Van Beek didn't slip and got pushed down, but nonetheless, while they were yelling at the officials, Spencer was lining up and ran a touchdown play from 40 yards out. Now the Tigers will call a timeout on the extra point attempt with 48 seconds left to play in the first half in a 12-6 ball game.
Yeah, we'll see if they do. I'm not sure why they're calling a timeout here. Really, a 2-point conversion does them not a whole lot of good in this situation. You would think that this is just an easy kick for them for the extra point, but nonetheless, they are going to call timeout. Maybe the emotions are running too high, and the coach calls timeout just to settle the kids down and get them back on the ground here before the half.
So Spencer back out on the field after the timeout. 48 seconds left to play in the first half. 12-6, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead. And the Tigers will kick the extra point. Hoagie on to do the kicking. It looks like the hold will be provided by Michael Story. As the official gives the signal, Story will call for the snap. The snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up. And the extra point, it is good. 48 seconds left to play in the first half. 12-7. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Spencer. From Spencer, you're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back in Spencer, 48 seconds left to play in the first half. 12-7. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Spencer. A 40-yard touchdown run by Cade Hopkins for the Tigers just before the half here has allowed the Tigers to claw themselves back into this catfight tonight. As the ensuing kickoff coming up from Hoagie, Van Beek and White back deep to return for the Lions. As Hoagie approaches, gives the ball the boot, a low line drive kick, angling towards out of bounds, and it will make it to the end zone. Lions will touch it for the touchback with 48 seconds left to play in the first half. 12-7 advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock, and the Lions do have all three timeouts to their credit here.
You would expect that Curtis is going to just send his team out there, take a knee, go into the half with the lead here, and just take this one out. And lots of positives that they can focus on here at the half. Yep. The Lions have played well. A little bit of lack of focus there on that last drive, allowed a few big plays. But nonetheless, we'll see what the Lions choose to do.
Trip receivers right, a single to the left. Nagel in the shotgun, calls it out. Quick pass right side. Nick White's there for the catch at the 25-yard line. And a 5-yard pickup on first down. Make it the 26, and the Lions will go quick no huddle.
You know, that's a scary play right there. I'm not sure why we're going for that pass play right at this moment. You know, that bad things can happen there. If that's an interception, we're in real big trouble.
Nagel from the shotgun, quarterback sack. He'll be brought down to the 25-yard line. Great pursuit by the defensive line of Spencer, and coming in was Jacob Brower. Had to fight through 3 Lions to pick up that sack. That was certainly all effort on Brower's part. So now 14 seconds left. Clock is on the move, and it looks like the Lions are going to be content to just run out the clock and head into the locker room with the lead on the Spencer Tigers here tonight. And that is exactly what they'll do. The clock hits zeros. We have reached the half. And at the half tonight, Central Lyon George Little Rock leading Spencer by a score of 12-7. Stay tuned. We'll have the halftime report when we return from Spencer. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spencer at the half, a 12-7 advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock over Spencer here tonight. Week number 2 of the 2017 season. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Glad to be with you here tonight for Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network. Coming up in a little bit here on the halftime show, we'll get together with a couple of Lion seniors in our senior spotlight in the Lions Den at the half. We'll get together with senior linebacker Matt Matuska and senior tailback and linebacker Nick White, or defensive back, I should say. Nick White, really a do-it-all player, a utility man, so to speak, for this Lion football team. So Nick White and Matt Matuska coming up at the half in the Lions Den. But Joel, a positive first half for this Lion football team, especially after last Friday night. The offense cashing in on a couple of nice drives. The defense, for the most part, just a mental breakdown near the end of the first half there for the defense. But for the bulk of the first half, defense was there nonstop.
Yeah, they did an exceptional job. If you look from last week to this week, the positives that you can take out of that, all those things that went right for you, are definitely things we can build on. Like I said, a little bit of mental focus there, a mental lapse there on that last drive. 2 big plays we give up a touchdown there late in the half, but you take that away, and the defense has played really well. Offensively, we are moving the ball effectively. We've been able to punch it in there, and we've done a little bit of everything. We've run the ball, we've passed the ball out there, so the weather hasn't created too much turmoil out there. And these guys have really been working hard, and there's lots of good things that they can talk about in the half out there, and then that's a nice change from last week.
Well, you talk about the next man in, and certainly the Lions are seeing that tonight with the performance of Austin Metzger filling in for a missing Carter Krull here tonight. Metzger has done a fantastic job filling in, hasn't missed a beat, and he's had some real nice carries here tonight.
Yeah, Austin's doing a really good job stepping in. You know, he got a little bit of time last week, but really coming in that starting role here. Right now he's got 5 carries for 26 yards. He's done a nice job of running the ball when he's need to. He's also come in and played some defense too, and he's stepped up and he's made some really good tackles out there, and it looks like he fits the role of that starting spot.
12-7, that is our score here at the half. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on the Spencer Tigers. Stay tuned. Coming up on the halftime report, we'll have our senior spotlight. We'll take a trip inside the Lions Den and get together with a pair of Lion seniors, Nick White and Matty Matuska. Coming your way on the halftime report from Spencer. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading Spencer at the half, 12-7. You're listening to Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
And we welcome you back. Another trip inside the Lions Den, where we go inside the helmet and get a little bit closer look with some of our CLGLR football players. Right now we're being joined by senior Matt Matuska. Matt, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Matt, let's talk about your family life a little bit. Tell us about what it's like at home for Matt Matuska.
My dad's name is Matt Matuska. He is a regional manager for Johnson Auto Stores, a parts selling company. And then my mom is Carrie Matuska. She does in-home daycare also. And then I have one sibling, Madeline. She's a sophomore at GLR.
All right, well, let's get you onto the football field. A both-way player there as a senior out there. Yep. Tell us a little bit about the positions you play and what your responsibilities are.
Okay. I'm a wide out, so responsibilities are running routes, catching balls, and also blocking, so our running backs or quarterbacks can get out there and score as many touchdowns as possible. And then also middle linebacker, so it's kind of the quarterback of the defense. You get to call all the plays, you get to get around, you gotta stuff the run, but you also gotta drop back and pass defense sometimes too. So.
Well, let's take you off the football field. You're a senior at George Little Rock this year. Tell us a little bit about the class load you carry.
Taking psychology this year, government, geography, just a bunch of classes that are suited well for senior year, just to get myself ready for college.
You bet. Let's go outside of football. Let's get past the fall season. Throughout the school year, what are some other things that you're involved in?
I'm in STEM club, wrestling, baseball, just very active around in youth group also, just very, very active around community also.
Well, you talk about getting yourself prepared for college. What are the future plans for you?
Just 4-year college, thinking criminal justice. I'm not decided on a college yet, but I'd like to go to a 4-year college and maybe play some football also.
Very good. Well, let's go on from there. Let's talk about, you're a senior here. Kids look up to you as a senior middle linebacker starter out there. Guys really got to look to the quarterback and the defense out there. What are some advice you can give them younger kids coming up through the program?
Just don't be nervous. Just play the game that we all know how to play. You're nervous. You're gonna make mistakes. Just go out there and just give it your all.
Well, what's your favorite part about being a CLGLR player?
Just the tradition that we have. Just all the coaches, the players, the facilities that we have are great here, and just being on a football team that is well known around the state to be able to win some games and do well in the end of the year and stuff like that. So.
Well, Matt, we thank you for spending the time with us here today, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thank you.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
We're being joined by senior Nick White. Nick, thanks for joining us here today. Nick, let's talk a little bit about your family. Let's start some things off. Tell us a little bit about your home life.
Mom's Christy. She works at the health center. My dad's Jim, and he drives a cement truck.
All right, well, let's come on under the football field. That's where we see you. That's where we hear your name each and every week out there as a CLGLR football player, a senior out there on the football field. Tell us a little bit about the positions you play and your responsibilities on the field.
I play running back on offense. I'm pretty much a ball carrier. And then on defense, I'm a DB. And I have on pass plays, I guard the wide receiver. And on run plays, I run up and make the tackle.
On both sides of the ball out there all the time, so we do get to see and hear your name a lot out there.
Yes.
All right, well, let's come and let's talk a little bit about some of the goals that we have set forth for the year. Tell us a little bit about the team goals that we have and maybe some individual goals you have.
As a team goal, you always want to win the district and then try to make it down to the dome. And then as an individual, just make first team DB. Be pretty nice.
Some goals there, and all district defensive back would be nice, and on the running back side, maybe a few 100-yard games, right?
Yeah, a few 100, that'd be nice.
That's what we like to hear. Well, let's take you off the football field. Let's go inside the classroom. A senior here at Central Lyon this year. Tell us a little bit about your class schedule.
I'm taking some math, some government, some speech, and work study.
All right, well, obviously you're a football player. You got a busy class load throughout your senior year. What are some other things that you're involved in?
I'm going to try wrestling, and I work at Union Jacks.
So a new sport for you possibly this winter that we'll get to see Nick White at.
Yep.
That's good to hear. Well, let's go out there. We'll get our way through our senior year of high school. Let's move on. What are the future plans for Nick White?
I'm going to try a 2-year college.
Go to a 2-year school and then try and get your degree out of that.
Yep.
Sounds like a great plan there. Well, as a senior, you're a starting running back, you're the starting safety out there, you're very much looked up upon. What are some advice you can give them younger kids coming through the program?
Just listen to your coaches, keep working hard, and it'll pay off.
Well, and you've made your way through there, obviously a football player, and everybody likes football, but what's your favorite part about being a CLGLR player?
I just love playing the sport of football.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us, Nick, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back in Spencer at the half, 12-7. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead on Spencer at the half here tonight. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Week number 2 of the 2017 football season for Central Lyon George Little Rock. And Joel, as we mentioned, a hiccup defensively in the final minute there on that last drive by Spencer, resulting in a 40-yard touchdown run as the Lions let their minds get away from them for a play, and that's all it took. But with the exception of that play, this defense, for the most part, has been up to the task all night so far.
Yeah, you know, you let them back in striking distance, but the good thing is you went into the half, you have the lead, and coming out of the half, you're going to get the ball to start the second half. So you have a chance to come out here, set the tone right away, build on it, put together a nice long drive, and punch it in there and try and go back up by 2 scores and really set yourself up once again. You know, so the Lions, they're really after, even though they did let up that touchdown there at the end, they still hold the cards in their hand. They've got the lead. They're going to have the ball. It's just a matter of what they do with it. And if they play like they did in the first half, it shouldn't really be a problem.
Well, the opponent obviously not as strong as the season opening opponent was last Friday night, but nonetheless, the Lions have looked much improved on the offensive side of the ball as well as opposed to last Friday.
Yeah, the mental aspect of that has got to be the huge part, Jay. You know, they were just beat down last week by West Lyon. West Lyon just took it to them in every phase of the game. And, you know, for those kids to come back, practice hard all week long, and then come out and be ready to play here tonight. And they've played some really good focused football here so far in the first half. And like I said, if they can take care of business in the second half, that's going to look good for us going on into the second half and hopefully going into the end of the game. And we hope we can do that.
Well, it always starts up front with the Hoggers, and you saw that in that first half, getting that good forward push. Braden Schulte with the illegal man downfield penalty. When you see those penalties, that's a hustle penalty for an offensive lineman. That means he wants to get out there and get after somebody. That's a penalty where you're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's something we didn't see last week. You know, we talked about it. Coach even told us about it in the pregame interview, where he talked about the lack of physicality, the lack of getting after it. And so far in this game so far, we've seen every one of our kids defensively and offensively. They've really been getting after it.
Ensuing kickoff coming up for the Spencer Tigers to kick off half number 2. 12-7, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the lead. Lions will get the ball moving from the left to the right in your mind's eye or on the video screen in front of you. Hoogie with the approach and gives the ball the boot. A onside kick for the Spencer Tigers to start things off. The Lions plop on it at the 37-yard line. And great starting field position for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Heads up play right there by Nate Deach to just fall on the ball.
Yeah, very gimmicky play right off the bat there. Spencer trying to catch the Lions sleeping on that one. But a good job by the front guys on that return team, because you saw Parker Metzger. He was backpedaling, going back there, but he saw the ball rolling there. He looks up, sees Deach is going to get it, so he stays after it. Otherwise, Parker's probably going to jump on that, and the Lions are going to get great starting field position.
First down and 10 for the Lion offense. 5 wide. Nagel in the shotgun. Man in motion left to right. That is Van Beek. Nagel fakes the hand of Van Beek. Quarterback keep up the middle. Bounces off a contact. Through another tackle into the 50-yard line. Lucas Nagel breaking through some arm tackles on the first play of the second half gives the Lions about a 15-yard gain and a first down.
That's a nice job there. That's just a good quarterback trap play. He's coming right up the middle there. It was blocked well by the offensive lineman up front. He had lots of room to run and then got all the yards he could after contact.
Ball spotted at midfield. Twin receivers to each side. First and 10 for the Lions. Nagel in the shotgun. Metzger in motion right to left. Nagel takes a snap, rolls out left side, looking to pass. He'll tuck, he'll run, takes it to the 45. Big contact and a big stick, but Nagel was up to the task and a 5-yard pickup on first down.
You know, and that's one of those plays right there. You know, there's actually the pass option involved there for him as he's rolling left side there, but a great wall by the offensive lineman and the running backs getting out lead blocking in front of him, and he notices the wall there has lots of running room, just puts the head down and goes forward.
Second down and 5. Central Lyon George Little Rock opening offensive possession of the second half on the Spencer 45. 1 minute into the second half, Lions looking to add to their 12-7 lead. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands Van Beek right up the middle. Not a whole lot of room to roam there. Van Beek maybe a half yard on forward progress. That's about it, though. Third down and 5 coming up.
You know, and right there, you know, once again, he's dancing a little bit, trying to find that opening. And as he takes that sidestep, trying to get to the hole, the defensive end crashes down the line of scrimmage and able to take him out of the play.
Ball spotted just shy of the 44-yard line of Spencer. Third down and a little under 5 yards to go. Nagel in the shotgun, split receiver to each side. Man in motion right to left. That is White. Nagel fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. No gain on the play. And a fourth down coming up for the Lions now. We've seen that pooch punt read with Lucas Nagel, so we'll see what we get here. Ball spotted on the 44 of Spencer.
Yeah, it might have given him a half a yard on that good read there by the linebacker to come up there and make the tackle on Lucas, not giving him any yards. But as you said, here they come in that pooch kick formation there. If Lucas reads it, he can go. If not, he kicks it away.
Twin receivers each side. Nagel takes a snap, rolls out right side. Looks like he'll settle to punt it. Nearly blocked, but gets off a nice one. A high end-over-end punt will take a Lion roll to the 14, maybe the 13-yard line of Spencer. And the Lions have at least flip field position on the Spencer Tigers. With the opening offensive possession of the second half, 9:43 left in the third quarter. Lions lead it 12-7. And Spencer will take over.
You know, and that's a good drive out there. You get it out past the midfield marker there. Yeah, you got to punt the ball away. You don't score on that possession. But like you said, Jay, you do flip the field position, able to pin them down there inside the 15-yard line. Now the defense needs to come up and play like they did the first half.
First down and 10 for Spencer, as Hopkins will line up under center from their own 14. Hopkins rolls out right side, hemmed in, rolling back left side, reversing his field, cuts it back up the middle, and nothing there. Lions read that quite well and ran with him. They will hold him to about a yard gain, but that's about it.
Yeah, good job there to keep him inside there. First they go into chase mode, then they get outside, make him cut it back into the defense there, and Austin Winkle able to meet him there, only about a 1 to 2 yard gain.
Ball spotted just across the 15-yard line. Second down, we'll call it 8 for Spencer. With 9:14 left to play here in the third quarter. Lions lead it 12-7. Hopkins lining up under center, split receiver to each side, the wing T formation behind him. Hopkins takes the snap, rolls out around right end pitch, and the man is there. Nick White with the tackle, but the first down pickup on the play. And on the carry for Spencer is Brendan Ellis across the 25 out to the 28-yard line.
You know, they've had a little bit of success with that play throughout the first half as well. If they can get it to the outside and get it to that running back in quick time, they can get some big yards on that one. There they do a nice job of getting it out there. Ellis very quick out there, but Nick White goes out and makes the sure tackle.
As the rain continues to fall, football weather here tonight on this first night of September. First and 10 for Spencer from their own 28. Hopkins takes a snap, quarterback keep left side. Lions weren't fooled. About 5 Lions in on the play, stuff them at the line of scrimmage.
You know, that was a good job. Parker Metzger was the first guy there. He's the DN. He shucks off his block. He sees the quarterback trying to cut back underneath him, and he makes the first hit on him, and that had to hurt for Cade Hopkins there. And then here you come in with Austin Metzger. He comes up, helps finish him off. They're going to give him about a half a yard of forward progress.
Second down and just under 10 for Spencer. Ball spotted on their own 29-yard line. Hopkins under center, everybody in tight with the exception of one lone receiver wide right side. As Hopkins takes a snap, hands Spencer up the middle across the 30 to the 31, maybe the 32, but the Lions limited the damage, and a 3rd and long coming up for the Spencer Tigers.
Good job there by the Lions. They've really done a really good job of taking away that inside run. They've really taken away the fullback on that inside option. They're forcing these guys to beat them to the edge out there, trying to play the speed game against Spencer. And, in that one, Spencer's won a couple times, but overall, the Lions have done a nice job.
7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 3rd down and 6 for Spencer from their own 32. Hopkins takes a snap, pitches out left side around left end, cutting through some tackles to the 35-yard line is the ball carrier Colander, but still brought down 3 yards shy of the first down, and the Lion defense up to the task once again.
Yeah, doing a nice job of holding on that one. They're going to force the punt again. They're going to get the ball back. If they can get some kind of a return here, they'll have some nice field position to work with on the offensive side of the ball. But once again, credit this defense. Their scheme has been really nice, and they've really played up to par out there, knowing where they got to be and what they got to do.
Hoogie back to punt for Spencer on his own 20. Gets a nice snap and gets off a nice high spiraling punt. Fielded by Van Beek at the 27. Breaking for the far sideline to the 30 to the 35. Cuts it upfield at the 40, 45. Across midfield into Spencer territory. We'll see where he officially went out of bounds. They're going to say looks like in Lion territory here. So on the Lion side of the 50-yard line, they're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line of Central Lion George Little Rock.
Yeah, but a good return there for the Lions. Colton Van Beek does a good job of fielding it in the air and gets moving to the outside. Nice shot by Hymanson. He's going to come up there, make a block, knows that it's going to be a blindside block, so he just lets up and lets Colton outrun him.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 48. 5 wide. And a man in motion left to right. That is Van Beek. He'll take the hand from Nagel. Shucks the defender in the backfield and run into at the line of scrimmage. And Van Beek is grabbing that left knee after the contact. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Van Beek is up and limping back to the huddle. So that is a good sign under his own power. He'll come off the sidelines, but able to trot off the sidelines. So certainly a good sign. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, he's got to know better on that one. He broke the first tackle. He's got to get upfield in a hurry. Once again, he's too busy trying to look down the field, too busy trying to dance in the backfield. He's got to just get upfield and get positive yards out of that one. Instead, he gets no gain.
2nd and 10 for the Lions from their own 48. Nagel in the shotgun, rolling out left side, looking to pass. Lets it go in the flat for White, and just can't make the catch. Had to reach out for it, and the pass was just in front of him. 3rd down and 10 coming up with 6:20 left in the third quarter. Lions lead at 12-7.
Yeah, Lions got to do some positive things here. You're right at that midfield point once again, Jay, so we want to get a good positive gain here. If we can get at least 5 to 6 yards on this play, that brings us into that punt to run option again. We've got that because we'll cross the midfield marker and gives us a chance to possibly go for it on 4th down. But it all starts here on 3rd down. Got to get a good positive play.
3rd down and 10 for the Lions. Nagel in the shotgun, man in motion left to right. That is White. The fake handoff to White. The hand to Netton left side. He'll cut it back up the middle and up to the 47-yard line of Spencer. Nice pickup of about 5 yards on 3rd down.
Nice job there. You're going to be 4th and 6 probably after the way they mark it on that one. So 4th and 6, you're across the 50-yard line. We'll see if the Lions go back into it. Looks like they'll do that rugby-style punt situation again. They are to the short side of the field the way that Nagel kicks it, so you do expect him to kick the ball away.
4th and 6 from the 48. Nagel rolling right side. He'll pass it down midfield. Pass ball's incomplete. Intended for Metzger. Metzger had made contact on the play with Deach, and the pass ball's incomplete, so the Lions' conversion attempt on 4th down will fail. Spencer will take over 1st and 10 near midfield. Ball spotted on their own 48 with 5:46 left in the third quarter, and the Lions clinging to a 5-point lead.
That's a tough play there. That's probably one where he should have kicked the ball away. There's a lot of congestion there, 2 receivers way too close together, and just trying to force the ball in there and trying to make a play out there. Probably just need to kick that one away and play field position.
1st down and 10 for Spencer as Hopkins will line up under center. Pitch out wide right side. Cutting it back up the middle is the ball carrier Ellis. He'll carry just across the 50 to the Lion 49 for a pickup of 3 on 1st down.
Nice job there by Parker Netton. He's the outside backer. He gets up the field, makes Ellis cut it in there. He can't get to the corner out out there. He has to cut it up the field, comes right back in, and Austin Winkle able to run him down from behind and make the tackle after a short gain.
2nd down and 7 for the Spencer Tigers on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 49-yard line. 5:15 left in the third quarter. Clock on the move. Lions lead it 12-7. On 2nd and 7, Hopkins under center, calls it out, takes a snap, hand on the counter to Ellis over the right side. Sidesteps a tackler, cuts it up the middle of the field, and Ellis is off to the races inside the 20, the 15, the 10, and all the way down to the 9-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Spencer Adam fooled on the counter trap play.
Yeah, good job there. Spencer really had that blocked well, and the Lions were trying to over pursue to the right side and just got caught guessing. They got caught on their heels, and some nifty moves by the running back gets him down the field following his blockers, and a big gain, another 40-yard run, and Spencer is in business here once again.
First down and goal for the Tigers. Ball spotted on the 9-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock late in the third quarter. 4:55 left to go in quarter number 3. Now the official has a problem with the clock keeper here. He tried to wind the clock numerous times, and the clock was stopped for whatever reason. So 12-7 the lead for Central Lyon George Little Rock over Spencer. We'll see where they reset the clock at. It will be a first and goal for the Spencer Tigers from the Central Lyon George Little Rock 9-yard line.
Clock stops on the first down conversion there while they move the chains. But as soon as the chains are set, they've got to start the clock once again. And I don't know if they got it started or maybe if they stopped it a little too soon. But nonetheless, they're going to talk to the coaches, get it radioed up here on what the clock actually needs to be. And we'll see where they set it.
Clock is currently at 4:53, and I believe the coaches using their headsets. The official does not have a mic here, so it looks like they will run it down to 4:45 and counting. The official has yet to give the go-ahead at 4:45 is where they have stopped it now. Left in the third quarter. 12-7 the advantage for Central Lyon George Little Rock over Spencer. The Lions jumped out to a 12-0 lead. Spencer looking for 13 points unanswered and their first lead of the night. First and goal for the Tigers with the ball spotted on the 9 of CLGLR. 4:45 left in the third quarter, and the clock will wind from the official, but the clock still isn't moving. Now they put it back up to 4:49, and all kinds of problems here. Your head referee is getting upset with 4:49 left to play here in the third quarter, and he's going to talk with Jim Ty, the head coach of the Spencer Tigers, over on the sidelines once again. So some clock issues here tonight in Spencer.
Yeah, well, they reset. I don't know if they tried to reset the clock once again. Now it says 44 seconds and 0.9 instead of 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and not really sure what's going on over there, but we'll reset it once again here, and we'll see what they say.
The official winds, and the clock is underway at 4:49. Hopkins under center with the wing T formation, split receiver wide left. Hopkins takes the snap, hands right side, and walking into the end zone is Cooper Fox for the Spencer touchdown from 9 yards out. They just busted him off a right tackle.
Yeah, right up there. You know, the Lions have done a good job right away of taking away that fullback, but now that's what has happened with Spencer. They've been able to get to the outside a lot more, so now we have to go out there and respect that outside pitch, and when that does, that opens up that inside run game once again. They hand off to the fullback, and Cooper Fox easily walks in for the Spencer score.
1 point advantage for the Tigers. Looking to make it 2 is Hoagie. The snap is good, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the extra point is good. 4:34 left to play in quarter number 3, 14-12. The Spencer Tigers leading the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. From Spencer, you're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back in Spencer, 4:34 left to play in the third quarter. 14-12, the Spencer Tigers with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight. Lions jumped out to a 12-0 lead. The Tigers have come back with 14 unanswered in the second and third quarters to take their first lead of the night now. And the Lions will get another crack offensively, 0 for 2 on offensive possessions so far here in the second half tonight. Hoogie on the ensuing kickoff. Nice high boot, and this will go through the end zone for the touchback. And the Lions will take over on their own 20-yard line, first down and 10. And, Joel, the offense needs to find some of what was working in the first half and get back to it.
Yeah, they've had a couple negative plays that's really taken them out, putting them in some bad situations. You know, in the first half, they were in a lot of third and shorts, fourth and short situations. Now we've been putting those third and longs and fourth and long situations. On that last one, we miss a fourth down conversion trying to go for it. They're pushing it, and we end up giving them a short field right at the midfield, and they capitalize on it. Now they got the lead, so now we got to get back to it and go back to what worked in the first half.
First down and 10. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side, and up back standing to his left. The up back will take the handoff. That is Van Beek. Bust one up the middle. Pardon me, that's Parker Netton. And Netton will carry up to the 30-yard line, close to a first down on first down.
Looks like they will give it to him. They're 10 yards on the carry. Nice job there by Parker. Once again, you know, that's a kid out there we talk about. He's a different aspect than Colton. Colton's kind of a finesse kid who likes to dance around and find the hole there. Parker just puts the head down and he goes, and he just blows right through it, picks up a nice 10 yards.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 30-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers wide to each side. Nagel hands Netton left side, cuts it back up the middle. Room to roam up to the 34, and we'll take 4 yards every time by for number 24. That is Parker Netton.
Yeah, Parker going to take advantage here. You saw Colton go down a little bit gimpy coming up there on that last possession out there. Parker's coming in, going to get every chance that he can. When he touches that ball, he does good things with it, and a good hard running is definitely what we need right now.
3:40 left in the third quarter. Lions trail it 14-12. Nagel in the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Takes a snap. Deep pass down the right side for Hymanson. It's incomplete. Batted away. Pardon me, the intended receiver was Brady Wright, rather, for the Lions. And nicely defended by Spencer's Kyle Maroney on the play.
You know, that was a good play by the Lions where they're trying to stretch the field on that one. And you had good protection there. Parker had all sorts of time to throw that ball. It just kind of hung in the air a little bit too long where Brady had a step on him, but the coverage man just kind of stepped underneath it and was able to knock it away.
Third down and 6 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 34-yard line. Nagel will line up in the shotgun. Netton standing to his right. Twin receivers to each side. Now White in motion, left to right. White will reverse his footing. The pitch goes off to Netton left side. Nothing doing there. Knocked at the line of scrimmage. And the Lions forced to punt once again. And again, the incomplete pass downfield stalls out the drive again, and the Lions forced to punt.
Yeah, you get yourself into those situations. Once again, a third down and long really limits your play calling out there. And then they work their way outside. You know, earlier in the game, Lucas was able to keep that ball and cut himself up the field. Here he has to pitch the ball, and that's been a question all the way through. And this time he pitches it out there. It goes for no gain, and we're punting away.
Well, Spencer with a late substitution forced to burn a timeout. A 4th and 6 for Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions with the ball on their own 34. 3:03 left to play in the third quarter. 14-12. Spencer with the advantage on Central Lyon George Little Rock here tonight. And the Spencer Tigers with 14 unanswered points have stormed back to take over the lead after the Lions controlled the bulk of the first half up until about the last minute of the first half. Since then, it's been all Tigers.
Well, and Spencer knows what that's all about. Last week against Emmetsburg, they jumped out to a 19-0 lead early in the first half and then couldn't do nothing in the second half and allowed Emmetsburg to get themselves back into the ballgame. They were able to hang on to the win, but they know the tale of the two halves here, so they're still out there. They're playing. They're trying to reverse the role here. And the Lions got out to that early lead, and now here they come stepping in, and now they've got the lead back here in the second half, and they're going to get the ball back.
4th down and 6 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 34-yard line. And back deep to punt is Dietz, standing on his own 22. As we await the snap is a high one. Dietz corrals it and able to get off the punt. A high end-over-end punt. A short one will bounce at the 42 of Spencer and out of bounds right about the 40-yard line of the Tigers, where the Tiger offense will take over. I believe the official mark will be the 39.
Yeah, so Dietz does a good job of corralling the high deal or the high snap. gets the ball away, but good starting field position once again for Spencer. They've definitely won the field position battle here. The Lions defense has got to step up here. We got to get that 3 and out here and get the ball back. We're going to need to give our offense as many opportunities as possible here, working our way towards the fourth quarter.
First down and 10 for the Spencer Tigers from their own 39. Hopkins lining up under center. Wing T formation, takes a snap, and left side to Fox. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and not a whole lot doing. They'll give him a forward progress of 2 yards on the carry. Pardon me, that was Spencer on the carry. Either way, a 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, once again, nice job there by the Lions. That's what they've been doing pretty much the entire game, is they've been able to clog that middle run there, and that's something, the bread and butter for Spencer, but we've been able to take it away, but they've actually been able to be successful when they get to the outside here, so we'll see if that fullback is just setting up an outside run.
2nd down and 8 for Spencer. Ball spotted on their own 41. Hopkins takes a snap, hands Fox up the middle, close to a first down. Lions got him just shy at the 48-yard line. Needed 1 more, so a 3rd and 1 coming up for the Spencer Tigers.
Yeah, Lions are getting up there. The defensive linemen there, they're getting tired out there. They've been on the field a lot here in the second half, and they got to get up there. They got to get lower and make those tackles. They're getting stood up, and they're reaching around the shoulder pads. Fullback is way too tough there. Cooper Fox just running right through him there. Here you go, 3rd down and short. We got to get a good stand here. We're going to need something to go in our favor and get some good penetration on this play.
Inside 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 3rd and 1 for Spencer from their own 48. Hopkins fakes the hand. Quarterback keep around left. No, he does hand to Fox, and Fox has the first down and more. Carries all the way down to the Lion 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard pickup, and Spencer moves the chains.
Yeah, nice run there once again. He's just running through some arm tackles. Lions got to pick it up here and get back into this one. They got to play strong, dig your heels in. It's 1st down and 10, but if you can get up here, get a negative play out of this, you can still force them into a punting situation. Otherwise, you're going to have to stand up for 4 straight downs.
1st and 10 for Spencer on the Lion 45. Hopkins takes a snap, pitches out right side, and the pitchman with room to roam. It is Isaiah Pingle, and Pingle will carry close to a 1st down all the way down to the Lion 36-yard line.
Yeah, Spencer's winning the battle up front on that one. They got a good push on the offensive line and built a nice wall there. They got the pitch out to Pingle, and he had all sorts of running room. He was a good 5-6 yards deep before he found any kind of contact and picks up 9 yards.
2nd down and 1 for Spencer on the Central Lion George Little Rock 36-yard line. 51.2, I should say. 51.2 seconds left in the third quarter. 14-12. Spencer with the lead on Central Lion George Little Rock. Lions jumped out to a 12-0 lead. It has been all Tigers ever since, as the Tigers have controlled this third quarter here tonight. And 2nd and 1 for Spencer with the ball spotted on the Lion 36. Hopkins under center, calls it out, takes a snap, the hand right up the middle, and the big fullback Cooper Fox will do the work. He'll carry up to the 33 of Central Lion George Little Rock, and a fresh set of downs for the Tigers.
Yeah, there you got him stood up there. You only allowed him 3 yards on that one. You got to the fullback, but you gave him 3 yards. He only needed 1 there. A fresh set of downs, like you said, Jay. And the defense here for the Lions definitely getting wore out. They're definitely getting tired. They've played a lot of defense here in the third quarter. They're looking to get to that fourth quarter with only 30 seconds to play.
1st down and 10. Spencer Tigers on the Central Lion George Little Rock 34-yard line. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock on the move. Spencer leading it 14-12. Hopkins under center, calls it out, and a long snap count as we'll wait for the motion man to reset on the right side. Hopkins takes a snap, pitches to the motion man, coming around left end. It is Colander, and Colander will carry to the 29-yard line, and a pickup of 5 on 1st down. That should run out the third quarter.
No, that's a tough deal there because Stave actually got up the field there. He was in the backfield, just could not quite get to him. You can see that he is definitely gassed, and this fourth quarter couldn't have come soon enough.
Zeros on the clock after 3 complete. The Spencer Tigers leading Central Lion George Little Rock 14-12. We head to the fourth quarter next from Spencer. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Back in Spencer, 12 minutes up on the board for quarter number 4. Along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 14-12, the Spencer Tigers leading the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions here in Spencer, week number 2, and the Lions looking to avoid going 0-2 to start the season. Defense got their work cut out for them. Ball spotted on the 29 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. A 2nd and 5 for the Spencer Tigers as we start out quarter number 4. Hopkins will lead them up to the line of scrimmage. Split receiver wide to each side with the wing T formation behind him. Hopkins takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Looking middle of the field, and the catch is made by Colander at the 25. Brought down to the 24, but again, another first down for the Tigers, and they move the chains.
Yeah, nice 5-yard pass there. Just a little outplay. That's just like what we do when we try and get our running backs out in the flat like that. Get him the ball as fast as you can and see what he can do with it. He picks up the 5 yards and an easy first down.
Officials will spot the ball at the Central Lyon George Little Rock 23 with 11:40 left to play in regulation. Lions trail it 14-12. Hopkins under center, split receiver wide to each side. Man in motion right to left. Hopkins fakes the pitch, hands on the counter over the left side. It works again for the Tigers, and fortunately for the Lions, the ball carrier Brendan Ellis slipped inside the 20-yard line at the 15. They're going to mark him down, I believe, at the 16-yard line, make it the 17, so it will be a 2nd down and about 3 yet.
Well, the Lions had that red. They were there. They knew it was coming, and they were in position. They just didn't make the play. They didn't make the tackle on that one. And over there on the sidelines, I know Hymanson was asking for a holding call as he was drugged completely to the ground as the running back was coming near him. And no call by the official, so you got to get up and play the next play.
2nd down and 3 for Spencer. Ball spotted on the Lions' 16-yard line. Hopkins takes a snap, rolls around left end, hit at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for the first down inside the 14-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like he'll have enough for the first down there. He's going to have his 3 yards. And that's just one thing that good running backs do is when they get hit at the line of scrimmage, they know how to fall forward and get positive yards, and that's what he did there. Lions got to step up here on defense. They got to dig in here. They got to do everything they can to try and keep Spencer out of the end zone here because a touchdown puts them really behind the 8 ball.
10.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Clock is on the move. The Lions trail it 14-12. First down and 10 for Spencer with the ball spotted on the Lion 13-yard line. Hopkins takes the snap, hands right tackle to Fox. He'll push the pile forward to the 11 for a pickup of a couple.
Yeah, good job there by the defense once again here. They're doing well on first down, but that's something we saw last week against West Lyon as well. We did well on first down and 2nd down, but 3rd down, we let it kind of get away from it. We let them convert the 3rd downs, not able to get ourselves off the field. Well, this is a place where they're going to go for it on 3rd and 4th down, so the defense has got to try and get their stops.
2nd down and 9 for Spencer on the Lion 12-yard line. Hopkins takes a snap, hands Fox right side, spins off some 4 tackles and carries inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. It will be a first and goal for the Spencer Tigers.
Yeah, 10-yard run there, and like I said, he's just a big, tough fullback, and they're wearing down the Central Lyon George Little Rock defense. And he's just running through some arm tackles. Those guys are trying to tackle up high. They got to get low around the waist and around the legs and try and take these running backs down.
Well, if anything's benefiting the Lions here, it's the clock keeper in Spencer because the clock has stopped again with 9:44 left in the 4th quarter. Lions trail at 14-12. Hopkins from 3 yards out is in the end zone for the Spencer touchdown with 9:39. Make it 9:38 left in the 4th quarter. And now an 8-point advantage for the Spencer Tigers.
Here's a big play now there for the Lions here. Obviously, they're going to go for the kick on this one. Lions got to get a block here and keep it a 1-possession ball game here. They convert this extra point, and it kind of makes us put into really pressure time, and we're going to have to score twice. And we don't exactly show that we have that quick stride offense just yet.
3-yard touchdown run for Hopkins. Point after attempt coming up from Hoagie. As we await the snap. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. And the extra point, it is wide left. How about that? 9:38 left in the 4th quarter is still a 1-possession ball game. Spencer leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock 20-12 from Spencer. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back in Spencer, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 20-12, Spencer leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. 9:30 left to play in tonight's ball game here in Spencer. The Lions trail it by 8. One possession ball game, and the Lion offense, following the latest Spencer Tiger touchdown, will get another crack at it. An offense that has come up dry as of late. Hoogie on the ensuing kickoff for the Tigers. Approaches, gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick. Nick White will take it at the 9-yard line. White for the middle of the field at the 15, reverses his footing. He's going to be left for dead back at the 15 as a host of Tigers will pile on top of him, and the Lions will start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, normally when you're trying to return that football, you're expecting to see a wall of your own jerseys there, something to run through there, but nobody picked up the Spencer Tigers on the return team there. They had about 5 guys just gunning right for Nick White, and he gets it out across the 15-yard line. Lions got some long way to go, but you still got plenty of time, Jay. It's a one-possession ball game. You got to forget about everything that's happened so far and just put it together for this one.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball will be spotted on their own 16-yard line. Twin receivers right make that trips to the right, and a single receiver left as Nagel takes the snap, hands up the middle, Netton falls in the backfield, and it will be a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, he was eaten up right away. Riley Schneekloff just did not get the block there coming from that center spot. He let his man come right through the middle of the field, and Parker, as soon as he touches the ball, is just eaten up for a 3-yard loss.
Second down and 13 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 13-yard line. Inside of 9 minutes left to play. Lions trail it by 8, 20-12. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side and up back to his right. As Nagel takes the snap, hands Nick White around right end. Nothing happening there, and it could go for another loss. They will give him forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage. So a third down and long coming up for the Lions here.
Yeah, Lions once again digging themselves into a hole here. Third down and long. This is a situation they didn't find in the first half. Here they're finding it all the time in the second half, and they're really going to have to dig themselves out and come up with something here. They got to keep the chains moving here. They cannot be sitting there stalling out in these drives.
Ball looks to be spotted just shy of the 15, so third down and about 11. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel dropping back to pass. Looking deep down the middle of the field, nobody home, and the pass falls incomplete. Lions forced to punt again, and another 3 and out for the Lions here in the second half.
Time is running out. There's just over 8 minutes to play here in the half. You're going to punt this ball away, and you're forcing yourselves. You're forcing your hand here, Jay. You're going to give them really good field position as they're going to catch it with at least at the midfield marker. And you're asking a lot of your defense to come out here, get a 3 and out, try and give you the ball back here, and give yourself one last chance.
Well, Deach pinned down into the shadows of his own goalpost. He'll stand at his own 3-yard line awaiting the snap. A good snap, but a flag on the play here, as I believe the Lions may have gotten a delay of game. We'll wait and see what the official call is.
That'd be a shock if the timekeeper was getting something running there.
Right. It is going to be an illegal motion on the Lions. 8:06 left to play. Lions trail it by 8, 20-12, and boy, they're in need of a good punt and a defensive stand here.
Yeah, going to need Deach. We're going to need every bit of his leg on this one. As the return man standing at the 35-yard line of the Lions, they're expecting the short punt. So let's hope Deach can just bomb this one over top his head.
Yeah, Deach standing in the end zone looking to get off a good punt. Of course, it starts with a good snap first. As we await the snap, it's a high snap. Deach corrals it and gets off the punt. It is a nice punt way back into Spencer territory, taking a Lion roll inside the 30 and all the way down to the Spencer 26-yard line. Great punt by Deach. And the Lion defense, well, they've got field position at an advantage here.
Ask and you shall receive there. He took that one out of the end zone, Jay, and it carried 55 yards through the air and then took a good Lion bounce and rolled down inside the 30-yard line. Can't ask for any more there out of Deach. He set you up in a good spot. Defense now, they got to answer the call. A 3 and out here could really help you flip this field position and give us a chance to try and do something here in the end of the game.
First down and 10 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 26. Hopkins will line up under center. Split receiver wide to the right. as Hopkins barks it out, takes the snap, fakes the hand, quarterback keep around right end, cuts it up the middle of the field across the 30 to the 31 and 5 yards on first down for Cade Hopkins.
You know, Cade Hopkins has really come around here ever since that last possession of the first half. He's really starting to figure things out here, and he's keeping the Lions defense guessing out there. He's doing a great job of knowing when to give and when to take it away, and he's really capitalized. He's got 78 yards on 12 carries so far. Nice job there for this quarterback.
2nd and 5 for Spencer from their own 31-yard line. Hopkins lines up under center. Long snap count once again. Takes the snap. Quarterback keep left side this time. And Hopkins is brought down to the 35. 1 yard shy of the first down with 7:27 left in the fourth quarter. Clock is on the move, and Spencer leads it 20-12.
You know, that's something he's really been able to see with us. That's how he scored on that big run there back in the first half. And he's been going back to the weak side. He shows right and then comes back left. And the Lions have started to cheat to the strong side a whole bunch. And Cade Hopkins has been able to catch him there and burn him a few times.
3rd down and 1 for the Spencer Tigers from their own 35. Hopkins under center, takes a snap, hand Fox, right side. First down and more. Fox is out into the open. Running past Hymanson, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, 3rd and 1. They needed one, and they ended up getting, 65 yards for the Spencer Tigers to put this one out of reach for the time being with 6:45 left in the fourth quarter. Now a 26-12 advantage for Spencer.
Man, and that's where the Lions were bailing out. They were coming on the blitz. They were coming hard trying to stuff that. They knew the fullback was going to get it. He broke through the initial line of scrimmage there, got free, and got out in the open, able to outrun everybody else. 65 yards for Cooper Fox, and as you said, Jay, has pretty much put this game out of reach.
Second touchdown run of the night for Cooper Fox. Point after attempt. We're going to have a penalty on the point after attempt. The kick was up and through, but the whistles blew before the attempt, and it looks like it's going to be encroachment on the Lions lined up in the neutral zone. So now Spencer with an opportunity to go for a 2-point conversion here. We'll see what the Tigers elect to do. 6:44 left to play in the fourth quarter, 26-12. Spencer with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, Lions, a tough break there for them as they're really trying to make their way through there. They were bailing out on that one. They knew that they needed that stop to get a chance to get back in this game, and that's just a team converting when they needed to, and the Spencer Tigers.
Tigers will go for the extra point kick once again. High snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:44 left to play in the fourth quarter, 27-12. Spencer leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. From Spencer, this is Lion Football on the Lions Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Back in Spencer, 6:44 left to play, 27-12. A 15-point advantage for the Spencer Tigers. Central Lyon George Little Rock jumping out to a 12-0 lead, and the Tigers have since come up with 27 unanswered to put on the board. And now a 15-point advantage as the rain has picked up significantly here in Spencer. Hoogie on the ensuing kickoff following the Cooper Fox 65-yard touchdown run. Hoogie's kick, a high end-over-end boot. White will let it roll through the end zone for the touchback, and the Lions will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20.
You know, Jay, you talk about the rain really starting to come down here, and where that comes into effect here is the Lions are going to have to go almost into desperation mode here. They're going to need some big plays. They're going to have to air it out down the field. Spencer's going to know that. They're going to pin their ears back on the defensive side. They're going to really go after Lucas Nagel. One thing you got to be sure about here is, yes, you are going to try and score quickly, but you can't let this game get out of hand as well.
1st down and 10. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side, and hand goes up the middle to Parker Netton. He'll carry for a tough 1 yard on the play, and a 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, Parker's had a nice night here. He's run the ball pretty effectively. Doesn't necessarily have the yards to show for it out there, but he's shown definitely some good things that he could definitely be a back in there and help give Nick White and maybe some of them other guys a little bit of a breather if we need him.
6:20 left to play in the fourth quarter. Clock on the move. Lions trail it by 15. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes the snap, rolling out right side. Looks for the pitch to Netton, and there was the pitch when he shouldn't have made one. Spencer will cover it at the 8-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock, and the Lions turn the ball over.
You know, that's like you said, Jay, the pitch that you didn't need to make. He was trying too hard, and that happens sometimes. When you're in a situation like this, he tried to cut up. He got wrapped up underneath, tries to lob it over there, throws it behind Nick White. It goes down the field, and just lucky that Spencer just falls on that one and doesn't take it to the end zone, and instead it just ends up as a turnover.
First down and goal for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on the 9 of Central Lyon George Little Rock with 6:04 left to play in the ball game. 27-12, the Tigers with the lead. Hopkins will line up under center, split receiver wide to the right in the wing T formation. Hopkins takes the snap, quarterback keep around right end. Hopkins has the corner brought down from behind, fumbles into the end zone. I believe the ground caused that contact. Now a flag is going to come in for a horse collar tackle. The ball was covered by Spencer in the end zone for the touchdown, according to the official.
Well, we'll see if the running back actually looked like he was down. Like you said, Jay, I think the ground caused that fumble. I think he really should be down at the 1 with the horse collar play in effect. So it should be first and goal from probably the half-yard line would be my guess on this correct call.
Well, we'll wait and see what the officials decide here with 6:02 left to play. 27-12 advantage for Spencer. And again, the officials without a field mic here tonight. Not sure if that is rain-related or what, but it looks like the rain has now all of a sudden stopped for the time being.
You know, that's one of those things, Jay, you talk about that. You get the turnover there trying too hard to try and make the play, and instead you don't give up the play, or you give up the turnover, you give it back to him. Spencer puts it down in there, and it looks like they're going to decline the horse collar and accept the touchdown.
So it will be a 9-yard touchdown run for Hopkins, and the Tigers are on the board once again. 33-12, the advantage for Spencer now. That will be the third rushing touchdown of the night for Cade Hopkins with 6:02 left to play in the ball game, and points off of a Lion turnover.
You know, Spencer has really picked it up here. That's one thing you got to credit the Tigers with is they took the momentum from that score right at the end of the half. They took that momentum into the locker room, and they really capitalized on it. Spencer came out of the locker room and just dominated this second half. They have played well defensively and offensively. As good as the Lions played in the first half, Spencer has played equally as good here in the second half. They've just been able to cash in on the offensive side of the ball.
Extra point attempt coming up from Hoogie here. As we await the snap, he's going to walk himself off here. Referees need to get in position before anything with 6:02 left to play. Holder sets him down. Snap is through the hands of the holder, and a fire call immediately. Rolling out to the left side is the holder for Spencer, and that is Michael Story. He gets hit shy of the goal line, so no two-point conversion attempt. And on the hit, one of the Lions is down. That's Nick White. He is back up immediately with the help of some teammates. So the two-point conversion via the bot snap fails, and with 6:02 left to play in the fourth quarter, now a 33-12 ball game. Spencer leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Back in Spencer, 6:02 left to play in the ball game. 33-12. The Spencer Tigers with 33 unanswered points here tonight, putting this one away against the Lions of Central Lyon George Little Rock, and we'll see if the Lions can use these last few minutes for some practice time here tonight. Ensuing kickoff coming up from Hoagie as he's got the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Third rushing touchdown of the night for quarterback Cade Hopkins. Kick is high, end over end. White will let it roll through the end zone for the touchback, and the Lions will take over first and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 6:02 left to play.
Well, Jay, you know, this game is pretty much out of reach. It's over. Like you said, use this last 6 minutes of the game to try and build on use it as some practice time and try and build yourself up in this one. There's lots of good things that we can take out of this game. Yeah, the score is not going to show it for you, but there's lots of positives that we got out of this game. We did a lot of things right in the first half and a lot of good corrections that we made from week 1 to week 2, and that's what this preseason's all about.
Nagel in the shotgun on first down, takes a snap, hands to White, sweeper ground at right end, and White will carry to the 25, maybe the 26 for a pickup of 6 on first down. But like you said, Joel, a good 23 minutes of football. First 23 minutes went swimmingly for the Lions, and Spencer takes advantage of a mental mistake on the Lions' part in that last minute of the first half and gets on the board before the half, and the Lions really never were able to recover after that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where one thing went bad, then another thing went bad, and then you try way too hard to try and capitalize and reverse the bad things that are happening. And usually when you try too hard, you make a bigger mistake, and that allows the other team to really capitalize.
On 2nd and 4, Nagel hands to Netton in the backfield. He is dropped for a 3-yard loss back to the 23. And now a 3rd and 7 for the Lions as we approach 5 minutes left to play, and the Lions trail it to 33-12. On 3rd down, Nagel will line up in the shotgun. Trip receivers left, a single to the right. Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, launches one down the left sideline for Nick White, leaps and makes the catch at the 50-yard line, and the Lions will have a first down at midfield.
It's a nice job there, a nice pass. That's the first completion that we've had in the second half there, and it goes for 27 yards to Nick White. Does a good job of finding the football up in the air and going after it and going to get it. It was a little bit underthrown, but he makes a nice play on it and gets the first down.
Nagel will line up in the shotgun. Trip receivers right, a single to the left. Nagel takes a snap, dropping back to pass once again. Pardon me, this isn't Nagel. This is Klingenberg at the quarterback position, and the pass incomplete, broken up by Story.
Nate Klingenberg in at the quarterback spot here. Has a nice arm on there, and that's one thing that the Lions can definitely look at is when we've gone into a passing situation, Jay, we've given the quarterbacks plenty of time to throw the ball, and that's definitely a positive that we can take out of it as well.
2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the midfield stripe. Klingenberg lining up in the shotgun, talking over things with Hymanson before the play. Hymanson on the near side. As Klingenberg drops back to pass, looking over the middle of the field under pressure, he'll tuck, he'll run. Klingenberg at the 45, the 40, and all the way down to the 37-yard line of the Spencer Tigers. The Lions will move the chains late with 4:29 left to play, trailing 33-12.
You know, that's a great job there. You can't ask more out of your offensive line there for that protection. He stood back there for a good 5-6 seconds before he decided nobody was open and then took off and run to pick up the 13 yards.
Klingenberg in the shotgun, White in motion left to right. Netton will take the handoff over the right side. Nothing doing there. Spencer was able to snuff that out at the line of scrimmage, and a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions on the Spencer 37-yard line.
You know, and that's one of those things where you've seen Spencer really make the right adjustments on this one, Jay. Early in that game, we were able to get to the outside on that jet sweep. We were able to get some good yardage on that one. But Spencer has adjusted their defense nicely to really take that run away.
Klingenberg in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Full blitz coming. Klingenberg in trouble, lets it go across midfield, tipped and nearly intercepted. Pass ball's incomplete off the hands of Deach, and Deach is down on the ground now, writhing in pain at the 26-yard line of Spencer.
You know, they took a really good blitz there. The linebacker come through there. Parker Netton picked him up nicely and knocked him out of the way. And then you saw Klingenberg step up into the pocket. Looked like he was going to run, and he sees Nate Deach out there, tries to quick throw the ball on the run out there, and just could not quite connect there. And Deach takes a pretty good hard hit trying to make the catch.
3:45 left to play, 33-12. The advantage for the Spencer Tigers over Central Lyon George Little Rock. And right now, looks like the trainer's attending to Deach. I thought he had his leg up in the air for a second, but that doesn't. I wonder if he just got the wind knocked out of him, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. The ball was kind of thrown up and away from him, and it looked like he had to really turn his body to try and make that catch. And when he did that, pretty much left himself wide open and defenseless, and the safety took a pretty good shot on him.
Nate Deach down at the 27-yard line of Spencer. The Lions will face a 3rd and 10 once he is up and off the field. And it looks like barring a miracle here tonight in Spencer, Lions will be 0-2 heading into district play, and certainly never an easy task in District 1 2A, but you open the season district-wise on the road at Sioux Center coming up next Friday night, and Sioux Center arguably one of the district favorites.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one of those games where you're going on the road in hostile territory in Sioux Center. A nice field down there in Sioux Center, and just one of those things where we're going to have to really come out to play. Sioux Center looks like they're going to move on to go 2-0 on the season as they lead 25-7 over Unity here tonight over there in Orange City.
3rd and 10 for the Lions. Klingenberg back to pass, and the pass to Hymanson. The hook and ladder give to White, and looks like the Tigers were able to read that. Hymanson made the catch at the 30, pitch back to White at the 32, and he was dropped immediately. But it is a 5-yard pickup on the play. Make it a 6, maybe even 7 yards. Now we'll make it 6. So a 4th and 4 coming up for the Lions. Ball spotted on the 31 of Spencer. With 3:18 left to play, Lions trail it 33-12. Klingenberg will line up in the shotgun. Netton standing to his right. Twin receivers right, a single to the left. Klingenberg rolling out to his right side. Throws down the sidelines, just overshot Austin Metzger, who was wide open at the 15, and the Lions will turn it over on downs.
That's a tough break there because there was nobody within 6 to 7 yards of Austin Metzger. And sometimes it's just too easy there when you're on the run there, Jay, and you see him wide open. And you just think you got to lob it over there and lob it into him. And instead he overshoots him, and the rain's starting to come down once again.
Well, yeah, here comes the rain again. 1st down and 10 for the Spencer Tigers. Ball spotted on their own 31. 3:04 left to play, 33-12, the advantage for Spencer over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Sheldon Orb's going to move to 2-0, 33-14 lead over South O'Brien in the 3rd quarter. And how about those West Lyon Wildcats, 35-14 over Boyden Hall Rock Valley. That game in the 3rd quarter as well. The Wildcats looking like a state favorite right out the gate early this season. Second teamers coming into the ball game for Spencer here on this offensive possession, and running the show at the quarterback is Chase Huff. Huff stands at 6'1", 180. He is a junior, and Isaiah Spencer in the ball game still. So Spencer, the teams that get that success when they bring the second teamers in, you leave some first teamers in with them to kind of show them a way, get them up to speed.
Well, yeah, and like I said, playing with the first teamers, it kind of molds you into it just in case that injury would happen and you have to go in there and play. So it helps you kind of mold those guys together, and that's what you got to try and work for here. Parker Metzger with a nice big hit there, does a good job shucking the block and making a great tackle for a loss.
And I tell you what, on the backside, Colton Van Beek taking out some frustration as well as he put a pop on Abe Ortiz as well. So the Lions still willing to get physical here. No quit. 2nd down and 15 for Spencer with 2:57 left in the 4th quarter, and the rain driving down now.
Trying to figure out why the clock exactly stopped on that. It was just a simple run play over the right side and went for a loss of yards. The clock should have never stopped, but they got it winding once again.
Huff under center, calls it out, takes a snap, and the hand goes right up the middle. And that time around, I want to say on the carry was Stephen Hibbs. I'm not 100% on that. We'll have to wait for the that was Stephen Hibbs. Okay, so the pile unpiles. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 14. Make it 15 for the Spencer Tigers with the ball spotted on their own 26-yard line. 2:20 left to play. Clock continues to move, and a 33-12 advantage for Spencer over Central Lyon George Little Rock. On 3rd down and 15, Huff with the wing tee behind him will line up under center. Split receiver to each side. Huff takes a snap, rolling out left side. Nicely read by the Lion defense, and it's going to be a loss of a couple more back to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there, defensive end. Colton Buss coming up through the field there. Does a great job. He got 3-4 yards deep in there. Saw the running back coming into him, just broke down, wraps up nicely, and throws him to the ground.
Trey Murray in from a defensive back position as well. Puts in a big pop to assist Butts on the hit. And the punt coming from Spencer, and Hoogie will line up back on his own 10-yard line this time around. As we await the snap, it is a low snap, but fielded cleanly. The punt is off, a high end-over-end punt, but a short one. Will take a bounce at the Spencer 47 into Lion territory to the 42 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. With 1:21 left to play in the ball game, and the clock continues to move even after the punt. 33-12, the advantage for Spencer. 1:18 is where the clock will stop.
It's that home field advantage.
I tell you, it's always something, isn't it?
1:18 to go. The second teamers coming in here for CLGLR. Let's see if they can get some positive things going for them. Want to see them move the ball. Second teamers in here for Spencer, obviously, as well. So here you match yourself up against these guys. Let's see if they can get some positive yards and move themselves down the field.
Klingenberg will line up in the shotgun. Man in motion left to right, and the fake to the motion man. Klingenberg keeps it himself up to the 45. Addison Metzger was the man in motion, 5'10", 160-pound sophomore. Also, it looks like in the ball game now at a wideout position, Dylan Kruger, a 5'6", 146-pound senior for the Lions. Also, Niall Christensen into the ball game. See Trey Murray out there. We talked about him once already. Jared Meyer in at an offensive tackle position. He's in at the left tackle spot as Klingenberg will call it out and take the snap. Dropping back to pass. Quick pass for Kruger, who makes the catch at the 45-yard line, and the Lions have themselves a first down. Klingenberg to Kruger, and the Lions move the chains with 37 seconds left to play.
Nice 11-yard pass there. Good catch there for Dylan to catch that in traffic, and had some contention there, but able to muscle it away and pull it down for the first down.
Klingenberg will line up in the shotgun. Twin receivers wide to each side as Klingenberg calls it out. Man in motion left to right. And the hand up the middle to Bryce Vanderweerd. Vanderweerd, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore, will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Fake to the motion man, Cade Greasy, 5'10", 150-pound junior. As the clock inside of 10 seconds left to play, it looks like the Lions will just head on over to the sideline and run this one out here tonight. So the Spencer Tigers going to improve to 2-0 on the season. Meanwhile, the Lions will fall to 0-2 heading into district play coming up next Friday night. Once again, another road trip for the Lions on the road at Sioux Center to kick off District 1 play. Final score from Spencer here tonight, 33-12. Spencer defeating Central Lyon George Little Rock. Stay tuned. We'll have the post-game wrap when we return. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Casasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Back in Spencer to wrap it up here tonight, 33-12. The final score as the Spencer Tigers rip off 33 unanswered points to defeat the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions by a score of 33-12. Joel Viss, the Lions got out to a promising start, jumping out to a 12-0 lead early and controlling the majority of the first half with under a minute left to go in the first half. Spencer taking advantage of a mental mistake on the Lions' part defensively and able to score with about 48 seconds left to play in the first half, and it seemed like the Lions really never were able to recover after that score late in the first half here tonight.
Yeah, Spencer did a really good job out there. Like I said, they took that score on a couple of mental miscues on our part. But in the same aspect, then they just went out and they took that into the half. They built on it. They made some really good adjustments on us and really started to take away the things that we were doing and stalled us out in the third quarter. We could never really get some things going offensively, could never sustain a drive and get it going. And I think where it really started to turn around there in that third quarter, Jay, was we were right at the midfield marker, and we tried to go for it on fourth down. You know, one of those things where, you know, you probably should have pooch kicked it away and played the field position game, but instead we tried to go for it, tried to force one in there, and just didn't work. And Spencer, once again, grabbed that momentum, and they took it with them, able to score, take the lead on us there early in the third quarter. And then the Lions, like we talked about throughout the second half, it looked like they were trying so hard to correct the mistakes they were making. They ended up making bigger mistakes, and that allowed Spencer to really capitalize and take advantage and then run away with it in the second half.
Well, this year's edition of Central Lyon George Little Rock football, we ask for patience. There's certainly going to be a work in progress, you know, a youthful football team that we've got here, but certainly we've seen much improvement alone from week 1 to week 2 already with this football team here tonight, and it showed in that first half.
Yeah, definite step in the right direction. You know, you talk about, you know, how poorly we played against West Lyon, and we looked like we didn't even want to be there against the Wildcats. And obviously a very good football team, as we saw that they lead Boyden Hall Rock Valley 35-14 in the third quarter the last time we saw with the Wildcats down there. So obviously they're a good football team, and they proved it against us. Well, we came out here and we played with some fire in the first half. Offensively, we moved the ball. We were able to put some points on the board. That was great for us. Defensively, we came up. We played really good, sound defense. We broke down. We tackled a lot better in the first half, you know, and that was definitely a big emphasis throughout the week. So we're definitely taking strides in the right direction there. You got to utilize these two non-conference games right off the bat. You know, these first two games, they're learning things. We want to get better each and every week, and that's going to be something that is going to be the MO for the CLGLR Lions this year, is can they improve week to week?
Learning how to deal with failure, learning how to deal with adversity. That is going to be a key for this football team. You've got a failed play. You've got some adversity. You went 3 and out to start things off in the second half when you had the ball and you had a chance to regain some momentum right away. How do you deal with that? How do you rebound from that? Those are the intangibles that these young kids need to learn, and they will learn with experience and with more gameplay as the season goes on.
Well, and that's not something you can teach. You know, as you said, bad things are going to happen out there. It's how you respond to those bad things. The coaches talk about that. Curtis Eben does a great job there, and he explains that to these kids, that bad things are going to happen. Things are going to go wrong. It's how we respond and how, like you said, we rebound to those bad things. Can we answer the call? Can we forget about that play and play the next play? Then, you know, and with young kids that don't have a whole lot of varsity experience, that's really hard to do. You know, you get down on yourself. You get down because you had a bad play. And the other team's not going to let up because they just got excited. They've got to play, so they're going to come at you doubly as hard. And you got to somehow find a way to suck it up and get back into it. And that can be really hard for younger players. And then one thing goes wrong, then you have 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive plays where you're getting beat up front, and that really wears on these kids out there. And that's something they're going to learn throughout the season. The more time they spend on the field, the more time that they're going to get better and better as they go.
Central Lyon George Little Rock now 0-2 on the 2017 season and 0-2 in the non-district preseason games. District play begins next Friday night on the road down in Sioux Center to tangle with the Warriors. For all intents and purposes, it looks like the Warriors will be moving to 2-0. Yes, in fact, that has gone final. Sioux Center defeating Unity Christian by a score of 25-7. So the Warriors will be a perfect 2-0 on the season when the Lions come calling next Friday night down in Sioux Center to kick off district play. Obviously, the rivalry between the two teams. Sioux Center, one of the district favorites, along with Boyden Hall Rock Valley. So we'll see if the Lions can get a good start to district play coming up next Friday night, get some positive things out on the field against the Warriors.
You know, and that's going to be definitely one of those things, like you said, Jay. They're going to have to get off to a fast start and get out in front of Sioux Center and get the positive things going. We've seen that these guys, they kind of get down. If bad things happen, it gets worse out there. So they got to have the good things happen early to keep themselves in it and give themselves a chance moving on through the field.
Well, 3 good football teams for your first 3 games of the year. I tell you what, if you want to grow, if you want to learn, that's the best way to do it with some great competition, and that's what the Lions have lined up again coming up for next Friday night. Once again, we'll be right back here next Friday night with the pregame show beginning right around 6:30 or so, live from Sioux Center. We certainly prefer you be down in Sioux Center in the stands, but if you can't make it, you're more than welcome to join us right here on the Lions Broadcast Network. I want to thank all of the fine sponsors that make our coverage possible. Certainly without them, our coverage would not be possible. We ask that you please patronize these sponsors that you hear and see during this broadcast with your patronage. At the very least, swing into their place of business and tell them thank you for bringing you Lion football right here on the Lion Broadcast Network. That will do it for our coverage tonight. Once again, the final here from Spencer. The Spencer Tigers defeat the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions 33-12. We'll talk to you next Friday night in Sioux Center. For Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly.